Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to Clash of Code, coding game Clash of Code. We are going to be playing some coding game Clash of Code today. If you are not familiar with it, you can type !Clash in the chat. You'll get a link to codinggame.com. This is a really cool website with a lot of different coding challenges and such, but what we like to play is Clash of Code. This is a multi-user, competitive, yet also collaborative and constructive coding game where there are 3 different modes. You can either be the fastest first person to complete a challenge in the shortest number of characters, or given the inputs and the outputs, determine what code to write based on that. And whenever we create a clash, it'll be totally random. Up to 99 people can join me. So that's the plan today. Let's say hello to all the wonderful people in the chat. And before I do that, very much thank you. I can speak English. Thank you very much to Coding Pasta for the resub. I appreciate you. And Doc with the Twitch Prime resub. Thank you very much. You all great, wonderful people. Coolest beanie of the day. Well, thank you, St. Place. All right, if you would like to say hello or hi, just type those words in the chat. We'll pick it up. Depending on where you are in the world, it might be afternoon. For me, it's morning. It's very early morning. I've actually been up for a while, though. Yeah, I didn't see your resub, St. Plays. You might have to refresh the page, and then it'll let you click the button again. Yes, or say beans. Any of those words, and I will acknowledge you. Hello, Ed, and Gazija, and Daniel, and Imphy, and Chief Mustardo, and Terrazoid, and Alka. What's up? Hopefully you get some good rest, Alka. Thanks for dropping by before your rest. And hello, Author, and Doman. And St. Place Things, check out St. Place Things. He's a member of our Live Coders team as well, so is Alka. But both of them are mods on this channel. Great people. And welcome, SimSim. It has been a while. And hello, One Line of Me in Portal Gaming. We have a live stream. My day is going pretty well. Hello, Infomath Music. And actually, my day is going better. Now that I'm here with you, my day is better. And there we go. St. Place Things with the resub. Thank you very much, St. Place Things, who says, guess we'll celebrate it this way. I appreciate you. And Imphy is saying, future CJ is giving past self money. I mean, that's not a bad plan. Because, like, future CJ could travel back in time and place, like, sports bets and stuff like that. Make some money because they know who's going to win. I don't know. Hello, Ienyo, and Ikrish, and False, and Siba, and Mike, and Gigi, and Chief Mustardo, what's up again? And hello, Portal Gaming. And Imphy, you do have a point. We've talked about this. I think you're right. We're going to switch to Clash of Code maybe every other week. Something like that. I mean, it's been a week since we last did it, because we didn't do Clash of Code this past Monday, but that's okay. And yeah, my initial overlay is still broken. We have to fix that. The flags and the teams only work on this display still. We've got code to write. There are things to be done. And hello, Murdoch Turner, welcome. And hello, GG. Let's go. And Nicolo, and Shines Love, and Dan, and Alka, and who else? Bogas, what's up? And Lakshman, and Hello Chicken, and Diego, and Marlon, and Dave, and Masaldo. You have missed nothing, Infomath. We're just getting started. Hello, Liquid Oxygen. Welcome, welcome. Plop, what's up? Sino, how's it going? And Mark, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello or hi. Those words in the chat. What's up, Doc? Hello, Tiafre. What's up, baby? Major Game Geek, how's it going? Subin, Bogas, Slowly Raking, XJeet, and good night, Alka. Good night, good night. Best of luck on your sleep. Hello, Zerika. The Live Coders team is a great thing. I'll tell you about it very soon. Hello, Scarab, Chief Mustardo, and Jojon, and Developer CR. Welcome, 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 welcome. And I'm a Hot Grill, and Mark, and thank you, Chief Mustardo, for that posture check. And F Bumel, welcome, everyone. Okay, so if you're new to the stream, there's some things going on here. First of all, there are badges, country badges and team badges in my overlay. So you can see some people have a country flag and some icon next to their name. This message, which you can see by typing !badges, explains how all of that works and how to get that on your name. The other thing is we play the drop game here. So if everyone would join me in dropping something, I think I'm going to drop, so you can drop emotes, you can drop emojis. I'm going to drop a yerba. We're going to drop this. And when you do that, an emote will fall from the sky, And if it lands in the garden, you will grow a seedling and potentially get your name on the leaderboard. And this yellow thing you're seeing on the screen is a pixel art version of this drink that I like to drink. Oh, I'm open to it, Infi. Feel free to make as many pull requests as possible. So that's the drop game. What else? What else do you need to know here? Someone asked about the live coders team. So if you look right there-ish, maybe right there-ish, there's a link to the live coders team, which I'm a member of. Twitch.tv/team/live coders. And this is a group of outgoing and enthusiastic, friendly channels that write code, teach about technology, and other words I can't see, promote the technical community. So if you go to this link, you can see all the other live coders that are live right now. And I think there's like 180 people on the team. Let's see, 160. There's about 160. And if you'd like to join the team, you can visit this GitHub repo. There are some requirements, so you need to make sure that you meet all the requirements before you apply, or you will be automatically denied. So don't do that. Read the requirements. And if you just check out livecoders.dev, you probably should have just went there first. Forget about those other links. This has all the info you need as well. If you click this Join Us link, that'll take you to GitHub. You can also check out all the other team members here. You can see their bios and links to their channel. There's Alka. Let's see, is St. Place Things on here? There he is. And who else are friends of the channel? I mean, everyone's a friend of the channel, but Larry NY, maybe he'll stop by today. Instafluff, of course Instafluff. Who else? C# Fritz is the founder and fearless leader of the live coders team. But there's a ton of cool people, and it's a cool thing, so check it out. Live coders are great. And I don't know, am I missing anything? Is there anything else you need to know? I didn't forget Instafluff. Is there anything else you need to know as a new viewer of this show? I don't feel comfortable in any coding language, no, but I am open to trying other coding languages. Yeah, FaunaDB is definitely a sponsor of the live coders team. And thank you, SoyZipped, for that follow. I appreciate you. Free sub Instaday. Oh, you're very welcome. Yes, whoever it was, actually. Whoever gave that free sub away. What is the... Wait. What's the alternative for your break timer in Windows? Oh, yeah, so that's the other thing. Every now and then, and in about 7 minutes, you'll see a break timer come up on my screen, and that just reminds us to take a stretch, remember where we are, take our hands off the keyboard, that kind of thing. But if you do !break, you can get a link to that thing in the chat. And then also, there's this thing called Stretchly, which is the cross-platform version. That's the thing that people want, because not everyone's on a Mac. So check that out. All right, I think we're ready. If anything else comes up, anybody in the chat, feel free to help people that are dropping by. But let's get started. We're going to start Clash of Code right now. Here we go. I will say that JavaScript is really my main language. I did C# for about 5 years, but these days I try to just stick it out in JavaScript. So I just shared this link. If you click on that link, you'll need to sign up on Coding Game if you're not signed up yet. Oh, welcome Simon and Kobe and Lakshman and Terrazoid. But there are 99 slots. And on this site, there are many different programming languages that you can choose from. I'm gonna start off with JavaScript. But you know what? I'm feeling good today. So maybe we'll choose another programming language, and I'll try that in the next challenge. The thing is, it gets tricky. So a lot of us here play this game a lot. So especially Kobe and Simon and myself and Informath Music, and maybe a few others. But the more people that have played before that are in our clash together, the more likely it is that you're going to get a very hard problem, because we've all solved a lot of these problems before, and so they're running out of problems to give us. Oh, haven't played in a week. Well, that's good. Maybe our chances of getting a not super hard one are good. But as you can see, we actually don't know what's going to happen. Whenever it starts, it's going to be a random game mode, a random problem, and we will have up to 15 minutes to solve it. So that's the plan. No worries, Simsim. Thanks for being here, and thanks for dropping by. We'll see ya. If only they had COBOL. No. Oh, that's unfortunate, Portal Gaming. Yeah. Yeah, some countries can't do Twitch monetization like the rest. Adventurous, yeah. Yes, I'm feeling adventurous. That's the word. I always forget what words I'm trying to say, but that's the word. I'm feeling adventurous. It's going to be my first Clash of Code. Nice. Welcome. What's up, baby? Best of luck. Sound is weird. Double check that if you're using... like the Franker Phrases extension, that the compressor thingy isn't on. You may need to change the quality, switch to like 480p or something like that. Welcome, Toxic Toast. All right, fastest mode. I'm probably not going to win because there's a lot of really smart people in the chat, but you have up to 15 minutes to complete this challenge. On the left-hand side is the problem description. We're going to go over that in a second. If you have no idea what it's asking for, I'm going to do my best to break it down and maybe you'll understand it. You write your code on the right-hand side, and in this mode, fastest mode, you just want to be the first one to complete it. However, there's a lot of us. I'm talking to the chat. I'm probably not going to be first, but I'll try my best. And that's really all you need to know for this. Just solve the problem. In future ones, when we're like shortest mode, there's more to explain, but that's about it. You can also click settings over here. You can change your theme. You can make your font size bigger or smaller, all that good stuff. But here's the problem. So you're given a list of in number of words. You have to print in number of lines, each of them being the first vowel of the word, W, in alphabetical order. If there is no vowel, you have to print none. If the same letter appears in upper and lower cases, the priority goes to the lower case. Yeah, and so after the clash has already started, because it's time-based, nobody else can join. You'll have to wait till the next one. So if the same letter appears in upper and lower cases, the priority goes to the lower case. Have you ever just read something and then have no idea what you just read? I didn't. I didn't internalize any of that. That's okay. Y is not considered a vowel. The only letters which are considered vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to get the number of words, each word, and then we need to output the first vowel of each word. Oh, okay. I think I get it. So you get, the first line tells you how many words you're going to see. Each line after that is a word, and then you need to output something on the right. But I'm going to go ahead and code it because I want to win. I want to get a good place. Mods, can we handle the people talking about inappropriate things, please? Okay, so we get the line, we get the word. So what we need to do is we need to sort the letters in the word. So I'll say like sorted word equals this word dot sort and then join back together. So turn it into an array, sort it. And then we need to find the first letter that is A, E, I, O, or U. We could use a regular expression. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to create an object that's all the vowels. So I'll have like A, true, E, true. Not SVG component. No worries, Doc. I understand. Like a lot of the mods are competing right now. It's totally fine. And it wasn't super inappropriate. It was just inappropriate. So A, E, I, O. U, A, E, I, A, E, I. Yeah, a set probably would be easier, but I don't do things the easy way. A, E, I, O. Yeah, a set would be perfectly fine because a set cannot have duplicates, and you can just say set.has. That's totally fine, but we're already this far, so A, E, I, O, U. Great, I have this object. I'm also going to, whenever I sort the letters, I'm going to send it to lowercase, so that way... it's all lowercase, and I can reach into this. I mean, this is basically a set, is what this object is. I'm using this object as a set. So what if JavaScript didn't have a set? This is how we would do it. Wait, why is? Come on. I'm wasting time. Here we go. All right. So we have the sorted word, and then I need to really find, and actually, I don't really even want to join it yet, because if I keep it as an array, then I can actually just use a find. So we'll say found equals sorted word dot find. We can pass it a function, so we're getting each individual character, and we want to know if vowels has that character, like that. And we'll say if we found it, then we're going to print it out, print that found letter. Otherwise, we're going to print none. Now I need to review the problem description to make sure this is what we need to print. I may need to, yes, we're already clashing. We're in it, Greg. Welcome, Greg. But I may need to like to uppercase it. Otherwise find the uppercase. Well, I'm to lowercasing it first. So that should find it no matter what. However, if it needs to remain, if it needs to have the same case, then we need to account for that as well. Let's just try to run these example tests. Okay, so yeah, so found A, expected A. So here's what we're gonna do. I know you all are like, what are you doing? I'm just gonna put the capital letters in here too. Capital A, capital E, capital I, capital O, and capital U. And then we don't need to lowercase it. We just need to find the first one that's in there and then print it. All right, found A, expected A. Well, so the sorted word, oh, when we sort it, we have to take into account the fact that an uppercase and a lowercase letter, and Doc is telling me sort by lowercase then uppercase. All right, so we need a custom comparison function when we're sorting the letters in the word. So we'll say if A is, sort by lowercase then uppercase. If A dot to lowercase is equal to B dot to lowercase, so if they equal each other regardless of case, let's do something. Else, we're just going to return A is less than B. Something like this. Yeah, we could definitely use the ASCII values. And in JavaScript, when you do a comparison like this of two strings, it does actually use the ASCII values. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I could technically, you're actually right. If I just get the ASCII values and then return the difference, I think that could work. So sort by A dot to lowercase to B to lowercase. How about this? String dot, no. So A dot charcode at 0 minus B dot charcode at 0. Charcode at 0. So if we return the difference of their, I think that doesn't work. All right, we're gonna just do what St. Place thing says because they're usually always right. To lowercase. So send it to lowercase, and if that is greater than B dot to lowercase, so it's sorting by lowercase then uppercase letters. That broke it. Found O, expected I. Less than 96 is uppercase. Yeah, I don't think we need to get that detailed in terms of sorting, because I think we are guaranteed that everything is a letter. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yes, thank you, Jups. That's why I was doing the difference. But okay, if A is greater, okay, here we go. I got this. A lowercase. I got this. Equals that. B lowercase equals that. And then we return A lowercase minus B lowercase. Stop doing that. No. I don't think we're gonna. Gigi, you have to have faith in me. You don't say that. We have 6 minutes left. We can do this. Just give me time. All right, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before, and I'm gonna ignore the chat. So, if A dot to lowercase is equal to B dot, well, actually, you know what? Somebody was mentioning lowercase characters. All right, see you later, Portal Gaming. Check it. So basically, we have to sort by lowercase. Lowercase comes first in the sorting order. So if we look at the actual, like, A, charcode at 0, is 97. So somebody mentioned it earlier. Whoever you are, reveal yourself, and I will acknowledge you, because I think I'm going to do this. So I basically, yes, Balmer's Peak. If the value is between, no, I need lowercase c. If the value is between, no, lowercase c. Oh, caps lock is on. If the value is between 97 and 122, then it's lowercased. So we're going to do something with that. So if I need a beer, yeah, so I can reach my Balmer's. All right. If A is greater than 97, that's really all I need to check. So if A is lowercase and B is not lowercase and B is less than 97, hey, you stop it. We're going to get this. So if A is less than 97, meaning A is, well, no, 122. If A is less than greater than 97, okay, and greater than or equal to 97. Here we go. Yes, Oddba has it. So if A is lowercase and B is uppercase, then we return 1 because A comes before B in the sorting order. Else, if A is less than 97 and B is greater than or equal to 97, we return -1 because A comes after it in the sorting order. Okay. Yeah, we could use a register. How much time do I have? The clock is ticking. I've only got 4 minutes. If they're equal to each other, so if A is equal to B, return 0. Otherwise, we're just going to return their difference regardless of case. So I'm just going to do, we're going to say return A.2 lowercase minus B.2 lowercase. And we want charcode app. Because that will just return their sorted order based on the letter itself. All right. Ta-da! I can't believe I got that right. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. Is it going to work for all cases? Am I outputting the right things? Like if it's none, I'm outputting uppercase none. Yeah, I think we're good here. Though, there are some people that have submitted. So Terrazoid, Kobe, you got 75 and 50%. What did you do wrong? Was it, you'd think it was your sort method? You can help me to at least maybe get better than 75%. If you want to, you don't have to help me. How about find the first vowel? You'll see. All right, I'm just going to submit it. No! Okay, there was some other case that I didn't account for. I only got a 75%. That's okay. I'm pretty happy with my sort method, even though it was messy. Yeah, we're doing Clash of Code. There you go. Click that link. You can learn more about it. How about find the first vowel? If the word also contains the lowercase of that, print the lowercase, else print the uppercase. But it needed to be sorted. I don't know. Ladon, first place in C#. We're going to wait 2 more minutes for this class to finish, and then we're going to review all the code that everyone's written. But great work, everyone. Seeing the working solution, I just think the problem statement was a mess. No, I think... I don't know if they stated it in the problem, but whenever you sort it, you needed to sort it by lowercase letters first, then uppercase letters, in the right sort order, and then the first vowel that was found in that given sort order. So there's going to be a small break because I'm going to review everyone's code. So let's say the next clash starts in roughly 7 minutes. I'll say that, incognito bandito. C# is the winner in this case, yes. It didn't need to be sorted if I see the working solution? What? Okay. Well, maybe there was a misunderstanding. Invalid syntax on answer.py. C# is clearly the better language. I mean, in this scenario, maybe. And thank you, Nekatawa, for that follow. Tunisia. Well, welcome. I'm a hot girl from Tunisia. The 100% solution doesn't actually sort it. Okay. Abort comments. The thing is, the hardest part of programming in general, not just these clashes, is understanding the problem statement. I can write code all day long, but is that code going to satisfy the business requirements? Maybe not. I have to actually understand those before I can write code. And thank you, DevCode, for that follow. Also sort by parse int. It should return the same value for lowercase and uppercase. In JavaScript, Oh, I have never seen that before. Dylan says they do sort it. And hello, Element here. Welcome, welcome. But I have never seen that before. A parse int, where you pass in a string, and then what did you do? Parse int. Where'd you go? I'm having trouble seeing. It's literally highlighted. The character and then base 36? What? Huh? So that's not the actual charcode value, but that's something. That's going to give you a repeatable value. Weird, and it works regardless of case. What is base 36? Oh. Base 36. I don't know what base... I acted like I knew what base 36 is. I don't know what base 36 is. The second hardest is... Yeah, no, that's absolutely it. So, like, you think you understand the business requirements, but the product owners or the client don't even understand the business requirements. And how can you write code for things that you don't even know exist or know requirements for? I don't know. A letter is lowercase if the 6-bit is set. So you can check if charcode at 0... bit shifted 32, and that'll give you the 6-bit. The third hardest is understanding users who have problems and create nodes. Yes. Issues with these is half of them seem to be written purposefully misleading. Possibly. You mean in the problem description? Yeah. And thank you, CNK and Indmer for that follow. Hello, Summer. 10 digits plus 26 letters. But what is base 36? I mean, it is base 36. What is base 36 used for? Thank you very much, Zerica, for that subscription. I appreciate you. Brandon is ready to clash. Work is doing a tech invest in yourself day. Nice. Treat yourself. Do some clashes. 0 to 9 letters of the alphabet is like hex 0 through 9 and 8 through F. Okay, but hex is base 16. Oh. Oh? Yeah, but hex is only 8 through F. So if you do base 36, then it's going to have all the characters of the alphabet. I like that explanation. Requirements are freezed in coding game. We're making all these parallels to the real world, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So in base 36, all letters are represented, whereas in base 16, it only goes up to F. It's like base 2, but with 34 numerals. All right, this is the part of the show where we're going to review at least the top 3 solutions. And then we'll take a look to see if there's any interesting languages that people chose. But in first place, Ladan, the only person with a 100% score. No one else got 100%. Everyone else only got a partial solution. They did it in C#. Let's take a look. So we have our C# boilerplate, which we have learned in C# 9 is going to be removed, which is interesting. But regardless, we get the number of lines we need to read. And thank you very much, Daniel Garden, for that gift to... Ladan. Congrats, Ladan. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Lidan? Lidan. Ladan. Okay, so we have a string where we put all of the... Oh, my goodness. This is great. So we have a string where we put all of the vowels in sorted order. Also, in sorted order with, like, uppercase and lowercase, because we know... Right enough, cool. Because we know that A is less than capital A and E is less than capital E. So this is very interesting. So we start off with our vowels in sorted order. And all right, we're going to look at each line. We grab the line, and then we take that line. Wait. Yeah, so, well, no, string.join is a function here, but the line is the variable s. We take that line, and we order it by its index in the vowels string. Interesting. All right, this is like an order m times n solution. That's okay. We actually don't care about performance here. But the thing is, because you're literally searching over this string for every string in the other string, but that's fine, because you're going to end up with a string where, I guess if it's not found, it's -1. At least that's how it works in JavaScript. Index of returns -1 if it's not found. So what does it return if it's not found? Help me out here. So many strings. Shoes still untied. Is it -1? Okay, so if it returns -1, then it is going to be at the end. That will result in putting all the things that are not vowels at the end. I just realized the var is named Vowels. That's fine. Variable names don't matter. In login, because vowels... Oh, I guess that's true. You're right. Yeah, so the number of vowels is not increasing. But still... It's not a single pass solution, and that's okay. I mean, technically mine wasn't either because I used the sort method. But this is a sort, but here's the thing. This is a sort with a nested lookup. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful solution. Basically, you take the string and order it based on its order in the sorted vowels. Beautiful. If it contains, after we've sorted it, if it doesn't contain any of the vowels, we print none. Otherwise, we find the first element that it does contain. Technically, here's what I'm thinking, Ladon. Your explanation was better than my panic implantation. But this is what I'm thinking, Ladon. In the else, you literally just return the sorted word at index 0, right? Because in this case, if there was a vowel in it, it's going to appear at the beginning of the word, and then you don't really need to even search over it, right? At least the way I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So after this, easy enough. If it actually did contain a vowel, then we just return the first character in there because we already sorted it. Beautiful implementation. But you are, it was panicked. We only had a certain amount of time to do it, but great work, Ladon. And what's up, Uber Drive By? Welcome. C# is intuitive. Did I miss anything else? Thank you, Dudas, for that follow. And all right, but he misspelled vowels. It's fine. The solution works. He literally could have called this banana, and the code still works, so that's fine. Hello, Omega Paul. I'm doing good. All right, Terrazoid with a 75% solution. I think where both of us messed up is basically the sort method. Like, my sort method did not do the right thing. But let's see how Terrazoid did it. So they did it in JavaScript. We have all of the vowels, and again, this is kind of how I did it, where we know what all the vowels are, but they're not any sort of sorted order. I was misspelled consistently. That's all, Matera. That's all that matters. Yeah. As long as you misspell it consistently, that's all that matters in programming. But yeah, Leading Lady mentioned earlier, because Brandon was talking about getting like a self-improvement day. Not all places do that. But that's pretty cool that you get to do that, Brandon. Oh yeah, well, when you're using the coding game editor, you don't really get any extra extensions. But I use that in my VS Code. It tells me when I make spelling mistakes. Okay, we have a string with all of the vowels in no sorted order. Brooks with the raid. Welcome, Brooks. Welcome to the show. Brooks is awesome. That's all I have to say about that. Check him out. Yeah, thanks for the shout out, Murdoch. And yeah, lately he's been learning game programming patterns, so definitely check out his stream. Yeah, and I think so, Mila. So we're looking at this solution. If you would have sorted that, then it might have worked. I don't know. Okay, so if you do ! break, you can get a link to my break timer. And welcome, Raiders. This is the Coding Garden. We write code here, mostly JavaScript. Every now and then I'll go out of my comfort zone, and today I actually think I will go out of my comfort zone. Daniel Garden, the tier 1 sub. Okay. I was like, weren't you already subbed? But yes, you're upgrading from a gifted sub. Nice. Thank you so much, Daniel Garden. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, but we're doing Clash of Code. Right now we're reviewing the solutions to the previous one, and then we're going to jump into another one. And hello, Lornimal Fargo. Thank you for that follow. Yes, thank you for that resub. I appreciate you. Okay, we're going to read each word. We are going to put that word into an array so that we can use array methods like map. We are going to map that into an array that includes the character itself and the uppercase version of the character. So we're creating an array of arrays. That's going to be a hype train later. Mark my words. Okay, so we're creating an array of arrays that has the character as it is and the character in the uppercase version. I think this logic is like we're going to sort based on the uppercase version, but we keep track of the lowercase version, something like that. And then we're going to sort. So we do, locale compare. Ooh, that's nice. And thank you, Murdoch, for those 100 bits. Returns a number indicating whether a reference string comes before or after or is the same as the given string in sort order. Beautiful. I actually didn't know that this existed in JavaScript. That's awesome. So we're literally using that function to compare both of the uppercase versions. And good morning, Oscar. Welcome. Okay, so where did we go wrong here? We're comparing the two uppercase versions for the sorted order. I think that's where we went wrong, because ultimately the lowercase ones need to come first. And actually, I mean, I guess with locale compare, does it do that? Oh, it might do that, but we're comparing the uppercase version no matter what. So that could be where we're going wrong. But for instance, if we do that locale compare with capital A, -1. So A comes before capital A in the sort order. So that, I think that would have worked if you actually would have just used the character itself and not the uppercase version. And then we find the index of that particular character in the word itself. What is W? Oh, in vowels. So we search vowels for the first vowel that we can find. Yeah, I think where we went wrong was we didn't sort the word itself first based on the lowercase and uppercase values. You decided to just go with uppercase values. All right. And then we saw my solution. So instead of having a string, we have basically a set. So this is an object where we can just reach in and determine if something exists in there or not. But yeah, someone in the chat mentioned earlier, we could have used a set, and then we could have just said vowels.has instead of using bracket notation. But this is like a quick lookup to see if it's there. Then I had this crazy sort function because we're looking at the values. So if A is lowercase and B is uppercase, then, oh, I should have returned -1. I actually don't know what the tilde does in the find. Can you tell us what that does, Terrazoid? Because we're doing tilde find the index. I think it might do something with -1. Yeah. So tilde -1 is false. Tilde 0, and it's not tilde. It's like bit shifting. Yeah, it's bitwise operators. But I think the main thing is index of returns -1 if it's not found. So the tilde turns that into a value, so you can just do this instead of f equals, well, no. Find needs to return true or false. So we need to turn this index of result into a true or false, basically. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at my solution. I think where I went wrong was right here. I actually need to return -1 because lowercase, we're comparing A and B, and lowercase comes first. And then in this case, we're comparing uppercase. Yeah, I think I swapped those two. If I would have swapped those, maybe I would have gotten 100%. I don't know. Okay, so that was top 3. Let's see any other interesting. So we didn't see a Python solution. Let's take a look at how Hacks did it. They only got 50%. That's okay. We have all the vowels. We get the word. We sort it. And then we look at every letter in the word. And if it's in the vowels, we return true. Now, it's possible that Python sorted does not sort lowercase to uppercase. Yeah, I don't know. It's very possible that the tests that were run against our code are lacking. And thank you, Metacon Kaplan, for the follow, and Iron Hokage, who says a friend recommended them. Well, welcome. Any friend of yours, I don't know what I was going to say. A friend of mine is a friend of yours. A friend of yours is a friend of mine. Let's play another game of Clash of Code. Good morning, Silver Surfer. Welcome. So for those of you just joining us, if you do !Clash, you can learn a little bit more about this site. You can go there to sign up. Let's go. There's 3 possible modes. We don't know what it's going to be, but we're all here. We're all here for each other no matter what happens. And up to 99 people can join me. Yeah, you'll have to redo your flag or your thing. Yeah. I follow just one thing, and that thing is where you are from. Thank you. And thank you for that follow, Incognito Bandito. Yeah, and for all the new peeps that are here, badges. This is what Silver Surfer is talking about. You can get a link to how you can set this up. You see some people in the chat have like the country flag and then some sort of logo next to them. Those links I just sent will let you know more about that. And thank you, Guan the third, for that follow, and Morgum and Jay Welly. I appreciate you. And hello, Walid. Welcome, welcome. And there's the link again. So each clash is a unique link. So you must click that link that I just shared if you want to join. Oh, we have quite a few people. We have quite a few people joining. That's awesome. I really want to max out the 100 slots. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do that, but it would be fun if we did. Because so when we originally started playing this game, there were only, I think, maximum of 9 slots or 12 slots. But recently, like a few weeks ago, they added 100 slots, so many of us can all play at the same time. Oh, Uber Drive-By's from YouTube. Well, welcome, Uber Drive-By. Welcome to the Twitch. The Twitch. Cheech. What? All right, you have 30 seconds to click that link, and then the clash will begin. And while the clash is happening, you cannot join. Once it's started, it's started. You were CJ from YouTube? What? It's always a race to get into the clash before. Right. But the thing is now, there's plenty of slots, and you have 2 minutes to get in. And thank you, Yazelem Belen, for that follow. I'm from all over. I live in Denver, Colorado. Oh, your name is CJ. Your screen name is CJ. Yeah, I live in the United States in Denver, Colorado. All right. This will be an interesting one. So you have 15 minutes, but the goal of this one is to solve it in the least number of characters. So, it sort of counts if you're the fastest, but you want to be the fastest person with the least number of characters. So you have about 14 minutes left. If you look on the right-hand side, there is your overall code size, and you want to make that as small as possible. And that includes comments. So if you remove comments, you're already saving some space. That includes new lines. Basically, you want this code size to be as small as possible. And a lot of times, people will wait till like the last second to submit to try and be the person with the least number of characters. I think I like reverse mode the most, because you are given inputs and outputs, and it's kind of like pattern matching. You have to figure out what is the code you need to write to make that happen. Fastest mode is stressful. Shortest mode is pretty fun, but it gets old. I don't know if they fixed it, but last time we got like 5 shortest modes in a row. But yeah. Dom is excited to watch me beat everyone. Nice. Well, hello, Dom. Yeah. Coding Pasta likes reverse mode, shortest mode, then fastest mode. Okay, so again, your code count's down there. Let's try to understand this problem. A word ladder is a sequence of words of the same length where each word in the sequence changes exactly 1 letter in the previous word. Okay. Here's an example of a word ladder connecting mate and vial. So mate, might, mile, mill, dill, dial, vial. Okay, if we have to brute force all possible ways to get there, I really don't want to do this, but okay. Given the terms of an attempted word ladder, determine whether it is valid. That is, all the words should remain the same length, and each step should result from changing exactly 1 letter. Okay, so if we're given the word ladder and we just need to validate it, I think that's totally doable. Also, there should be no duplicates among the words, and there should be at least 2 words. Spoiler in my chat window. Oh. Nice. We're adding quotes. Oh, I see. So you're creating like web components that people can use. That's pretty cool. Okay, regardless. And hello, Script Kitty. Welcome to the show. We get a line that tells us the number of terms that are in the ladder. And then we read in each line, and we need to determine if it is a valid ladder. So we go from mate to might to mile to mill to dill to dial to vial. So I think this is doable. Basically, we need to read in the whole word ladder, and then we need to verify that every word in this list is a part of that word ladder, and it is a valid word ladder. But if we at any moment we find something that doesn't match or isn't in the thing, it's just a regex. Cool. But if we find something that's not in it, we print false. Okay, I think this is doable, and I'm gonna try to solve it in like a small number of characters from the get-go. So let's do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll start shortening things. So we have the number of lines. I think we can do that. I think we can actually do this. We don't necessarily need in. We can just read each line. I finished it in the least number of characters. Nobody said it has to be correct. It does have to be correct, though. But yeah, Mark was already submitted their solution. All right, quick stretch. And I'll probably take a quick break after this after this clash. Someone remind me to take a break after this clash. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a variable called r, which is assigned to readLine. We are then going to call readLine, which reads the number of lines, and then we're going to do while the line can be read in. We're just going to print that line. And if you're using JavaScript in shortest mode, this print function is built in for you. It does the same thing as console log, but it's going to save you some characters. But I am just going to do this and then see, does this actually read in every line? So yeah, this reads in every line. Good. We're good so far. And thank you, The Real Paul, for that follow. And thank you, Chief Mustardo, for that hydrate. Mods, can we check out this user that just did something? I don't know if it was malicious or not, but there's something in there. Okay, so we're reading each line. Now we need to determine if the current one is a valid step in the word ladder. So we have, I kind of want to put start. Start equals, or like, we'll call it like previous equals read the current line. And then we basically want to check to see if L is the next step in the word ladder from P. So really, we need to determine if only one letter has changed. Well, actually, I mean, there are a lot of ways to do it. So we'll say, let's just write it out long form. So if L.length is equal to P.length, so if the previous one and the current one, yeah, and it's I don't mind if you try to do those things. Just make sure people aren't posting rejects and stuff like that. And it's Flu with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, It's Flu. I appreciate you. Yeah, we definitely do DOM sanitization. This app here has been pen tested by chat for like 6 months, basically. Yeah, I appreciate you, Flu. Welcome. Welcome. You can use emotes now. Okay, so if they're the same length, that's one step in determining that they are it is the next step in the previous. Okay. I'm gonna use double equals because that's gonna save us some characters. Now, if they're the same length, great. And we need to make sure that only one letter has changed and it's the same indexed. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Sanraf, but we are currently doing shortest mode. So this is absolutely a scenario where it's going to be really hard to follow the code because we have to solve it in the least number of characters, which is why I'm using single letter variable names. I don't normally do this. Okay, so if they're the same length, Shines Love, thank you very much for that resub. Big beans. Hearted baked beans. I appreciate you, Shines Love. And thank you, Jeps, for that follow. Okay, are they the same length? We basically have to look at every character. I kind of want to write a function for this, where we look at every character and make sure they're the same except for one. Yeah? Yeah. Let's call this S. This takes in A and B. And then, yeah, white space counts. So you want to remove, you basically want to remove, like, this. I have some extra white space right now because I just want to get it working. We only have 7 minutes left. Okay, I mean, I'm thinking about how to do this with, like, a higher order method. We could just iterate. I kind of want to do this, like, the number of change starts off as 0. And then we iterate over everyone. So I could do like a.map. This gives us the letter and the index. And then we want to say, basically, if L does not equal B at I, then we're going to say C++. Otherwise, we do nothing. So we're basically going to find the number of changed characters. And we just want to return C is equal to 1, like this. So basically we want to do if L.length and P.length of S of L and P, then we're good to go. So we'll say C++ in JavaScript. What happened to Tony? Tony is we just haven't heard from him in a while. He's going to university. He's doing good. I talked to him a few weeks ago. Okay, so if that's the case, then do nothing. Otherwise, no. How do I want to do this? I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna do it long form. Make sure that this is working. So if this is the case, do nothing. Else, we're going to return false. And if we made it through this whole while loop, we should print true. A.map is not a function. Oh, right, because we need to turn that string into an array. Unexpected token ... Okay. Is a little bad code all right in the PR? Yeah, I might not accept it, though. I might take what you've written and rewrite it. If you're okay with that, then feel free. And let's log the number of changes. Oh, we need to reassign P. So, oh, okay. This should work because if it's not the case, then P equals L. The previous equals the current line. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Too few words. All right. So if we look in the test cases, too few words. There's only one word. We need to account for that. So basically, if we don't iterate, we need to do something. So did iterate equals false. And then in here, we'll say we actually did iterate. I realize I'm using a lot of characters, but we're going to try to get it pretty small. Thank you, Karaku and Cyberaf, for that follow. If you make sure A is longer than the string, you can remove... Oh, they have to be the same length, though. Yeah, you can view test cases down here. So if D... We want to print D and true. Okay, so that handles that. Duplicate check. We have to make sure that... Oh, man, they're making this really hard. So if we go back to a previous word, then... If we go back to a previous word, then we can't, then it's not technically not valid. So we need to keep track of all the words that we've seen. Yeah, and Jups, that might be fast. That might be shorter characters. I don't know. Like right now we're at 253. I'm probably not gonna have time to make it super short. But this should at least get us to test case 4. Yeah, and then we need to check if we've seen the word. So we need to keep track of all the words that we've seen. So right here we'll say Q at the previous equals true, and then right here, if this is the case, then we'll say Q at L equals true. And we want to make sure that we have not seen the current line yet. So Q at L. So if we haven't seen it in the current line and the length is not... Okay, so does that fix that one? Yeah, that fixes that one. All right, that gets us all of our test cases. Now we just need to make it as small as possible. I only have a minute left. I really didn't have the time to make it the least number of characters. I mean, we could have probably made that a lot smaller. That's fine. I mean, I could do it. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to make this as small as possible. So we're just going to do this and hope that it works. Does this still work? All right, yeah, we're at 212 characters, and it's still working. That gives us 211, 210, and 208. Come on, 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 come on. Okay. Do I have notes? Yeah, I got rid of all comments. We only have 12 seconds. We can remove these spaces. Remove these spaces. Yeah. All right. I might have gotten like second place. Yeah, okay, second place. Woo! Woo! I spent most of the time trying to just solve the problem, not getting in shortest number of characters. But Jedi Knight Jared, if you click share my code, we can take a look at how you solve this. But Jedi Knight Jared in first place with 200 characters. I had 205. If I would have actually solved it first, I could have gotten it way smaller. I think like my function could have been smaller. We could have done some ternary stuff instead of the if else. We could have done a lot more. But hello, Percelsior, welcome. Yeah, we're gonna do a few more. Yeah, we got time. We got time. I don't care about the code size. It was all about getting the 100%. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine, especially for a harder problem like this. I'm pretty proud of getting it in this number of characters, though. Did someone help out Brecken? No, they didn't. What am I doing? And what's up, Goldie Dev? What I'm doing is a clash of code. So I was in the middle of a clash. Basically, there are these are competitive challenges where everyone can compete with us, and I was in the middle of a challenge. This particular challenge was solve the problem in the shortest number of characters. So not only do you have to solve it, you want to solve it in the least number of characters. I got it in 205 characters. Jedi Knight Jared got it in 200. And each problem, you have about 15 minutes to complete it. So I will take a break after we review everyone's solutions. And then when we come back, we're going to do several more. All right, see you later, Coding Pasta. Click share my code. Before you go, click share my code because you did get third place. Yeah. Oh, nice, Guan. Yeah. Glad you found me. And thank you, Cleverson Dev, for that follow. My ability to play these is getting lower and lower. And Brandon says, I'm back. That was really hard. I didn't even have time for 100%. Just frantically shortened it at the end. Yeah, that's usually what happens. All right, so let's take a look at how Jedi Knight Jared did it. They did it in 200 characters in Python. Very cool. Oh, thank you, Zerika. I appreciate you. And have a good day. Enjoy your, I guess it's Friday for me. It's probably Friday for you too. So I'll see you later. All right, and thank you, Sunday and Colorado Max for those follows. Okay, so we read in the number of lines that we need to read, and then for every line that we need to read, we call input, and that puts it into an array. So W is going to be an array of all of the words in the chain. That's where we're at so far. V equals 1. I don't know what that's for. and I'll remind you, I'm looking at Python code. I don't code in Python. Okay, so we have a range that goes from I all the way up to n-1. So from I to the end of the array, basically. We want we're gonna look at every item in that array. So S and Q are equal to the array from I to I plus 2. Right. So this is Python syntax for like slicing an array. Basically, wait, why I plus 2? V is for valid. Okay. Jedi Knight. Why plus 2? Wouldn't this just be plus 1? I assume that this line of code is grabbing basically the previous and the next, right? You cannot join this game, but there will be another clash that we start probably in about 10 minutes because I'm going to take a break after I review the code. But in about 10 minutes, I'm going to share a link in chat. Anyone in chat can click that link and join the game. Oh, it's inclusive. Okay. So this should get, that makes sense. This is like a slice, but the second value you pass into a slice is non-inclusive. Quick stretch. And hello, Luke from the UK. Okay. So get the previous and the next values. We are going to use sum. Oh, interesting. So if they don't equal each other, that's our first check. And then we zip them up. So we're basically, I like this. So zipping will take two arrays or two strings and put them pair by pair. So that's going to put the first two letters and then the next two letters and then the next two letters and then the next two letters. Well, the next letter in each previous and next side by side. So that's going to zip it up. And noobs can join. It may be hard, but you can always try. You can always try. Stretch Angic. So this is real. So what the heck? What the heck is 1-4? Majestic Eye, thank you very much for that resub. I appreciate ya. Not sure why it's letting me share my sub when I already resubbed 2 days ago. But hello. It could have been because was I live when you shared your resub? I don't know. But what's really, I don't know if it's funny or interesting, but the day that I enabled affiliate, I got like 40 subs. So this is going to be a monthly thing where basically once a month there's a stream where there's just a whole bunch of resubs. But I appreciate you, Majestic Eye. Okay. It's 1-4 without the space. Okay. So, okay. Count all the characters that are different. I see. So this is going to give us the one letter in the first word or the previous one and one letter in the next one. Basically, we're comparing the two. And then if they're the same. Oh, okay. I see. I thought this was comparing the entire word. It's not. It's comparing the two letters. So we need to look at it like this. So this is going to grab the pairs of words. If A is not equal to B, then we get 1. But if it is, then we're going to get 0. So the sum is going to be the sum of all letters that do not equal each other. Oh, thank you, Majestic Eye. Keep the subs rolling. So that makes it, yeah, and it counts all the characters that are different. So this is going to give us the number of characters that were different, that changed. And we want that to only be 1, right? So if C does not equal 1, then we found that you've changed more than 1 letters. Or the letters in the string is greater than 1. This is really weird to see. It's funny that Python can interpret this. The fact that you have 1 without the space, 1 or, 1-4, 1 or. It's really just to save characters, but that's really funny to me. How do you extend your sub again? Well, if you subscribe directly, like if you click the subscribe button and actually paid money, it's actually going to be automatic. It's going to automatically charge you. But if you did Twitch Prime, then you will have to come back and click subscribe again. Oh, it's expired now. That's why I don't accept Python in production apps, because of this? No. Okay, so count the letters in S, which was, I guess, like the previous one. Or the length of the two does not equal, or I think this is a similar variable to what I used. Counts the words in the input. Okay. No test whether a word is twice. That might be accounted for somewhere. Yeah, paid subs renew themselves, and then you get an option to share it in the chat. Help me out, Jedi Knight. They make a good point. Where are you checking on whether... Okay, so the second one, count the number of times the word is... Oh! W is all of the words. I see. So I used a dictionary to keep track of what we've seen. But this is basically saying we need to make sure that we have this word doesn't exist in this array multiple times. I see, because this is an array of all of the inputs. Very good. So if we're double checking that there's only one letter changed, this thing isn't repeated, the length is equal to the previous one, Great. And this v equals 1 or v equals 0 is just to make sure that we have actually iterated, because if we haven't iterated, then we need to print false. Wow. Okay. And you can see my solution. I'm sort of doing a similar thing. So I've reassigned our to read line so that way we can use it multiple times. I just call it and don't use it because later on I can actually use a while loop. It probably would have been more characters to read this in, put this into a variable called in, and then have a for loop that goes up to in. All right, see you later, Daniel Garden. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Because JavaScript. So read it because I don't need it. And then we read the very first line, and we're storing that in a variable called p. That's basically the previous string. And then I have this variable called q, which is keeping track of every string that we've seen so far to make sure that we don't have duplicates. Now, this function basically determines, it compares two strings and makes sure that those two strings only differ by one character. It'll return false if they are different by more than one character. It'll return true if they're only different by one character. But that's just that function. And then I can use it. Thank you, Angus, Miguel, and Profusca for those follows. Hello, Alana. Welcome. It's not being scrapped. No, I'm going to work on it tomorrow. And maybe today. I'm not going to say that too loud because everyone that's interested... Oh, SpaceX is relaunching today? Nice. Yeah, it got postponed yesterday. But see you later, Uber. And hello, given to meow. Round 3. I need to take a break, and then we're going to do a round 3. But, okay, so D is just a variable I'm using to determine whether or not we've actually gone into the loop. And then our Q is basically keeping track of what we've seen before. So I say we've seen the previous value before. Great. And now we iterate. So while we can actually read in a line, that's going to read each next line. D equals 1 is basically saying we've entered the while loop, so there's at least two things to compare. And then we do our comparison. So we make sure that we haven't seen this line before. We make sure that the length is the same, and we make sure that they only differ by one character. And if that's the case, we set previous equal to the current, mark that we've seen this current line, and then continue iterating. If at any point we find that this is not the case, we immediately break out of the function, we return and print false. If we make it all the way to the end, and we have at least made it into the while loop, then we print true. And thank you, Terrazoid, for that resub. But Incognito Bandito says, I write well obfuscated code. Thank you for that. And we could have gotten a lot smaller with it. Potentially making this a one-liner. Yeah, let me show you how I would have shortened this. I didn't have the time, though. Did not have the time. But I would have used the comma operator to do something like this. And then we could have gotten rid of the return keyword. Because I could have done that, and then the last thing is that. So this would have been shorter because I wouldn't have needed the return. Is not D the same as not D and true? No, because not D could result in false. And then it would be false and true. But the idea there was D starts off as false. And if we don't go into the while loop, not D is going to be false. Yeah, and hello, Monoloto. Welcome. Okay, so that was my solution. We're going to take a look at Coding Pasta didn't share their code, so we can't look. Because we've already looked at Python and JavaScript, and we looked at C# earlier, is there any other interesting languages? Well, there's Ruby. They only got 45%, though. Let's take a look at Ladans. They did it in C#. They got 100%. Oh, and what just happened? Purcell's here with 100 bits. Thank you. I can still drop the and true. I don't think so because the, oh, you're right. Yes, you're right. Because we made it this far. And if we made it this far, then we print true. Yes, you're right. That would actually have saved me 4 or 5. That would have saved me 6 characters. So this spreads a string into an array. So by default, strings don't have go away. Don't have higher order methods. So like if I look at this string, hello world, it doesn't have map, it doesn't have filter, it doesn't have reduce. But if I turn this string into an array with the spread operator, then that gives us an array with all of those characters. And then I can do things like map, filter, reduce, all that stuff. Is ... similar to star in Python? I have no idea. But basically it spreads some iterable into an array. And there are other scenarios where you see dot dot dot. It's also can spread properties into an object. And then the other scenario where you'll see dot 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 is the rest operator. That allows you to the spread operator. This is the content I'm here for. Here, I'll send you an MDN link. Spread syntax. So oh, sorry. I'm just going to use your chat for testing. Well, thank you, Impy. Wait. Is it the rest operator? No, it's the spread operator. Regardless, check out spread syntax. That'll help you out. And then also there is rest syntax. A, B, C. What are you doing, Impy? Oh, you're making a quote. Okay. Rest parameters. And so this looks the same because it is dot dot dot, but you use it in functions. Basically, this allows you to create a function that takes in any number of arguments, and it takes all of those arguments and puts them into an array. It's similar, but technically it has a different name and is used in different scenarios. But yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. I'm going to take a look at Prakash because they did it in C++. I'm interested to see how it was done in C++. Wow. Minified C++ is always like extremely hard to read. Okay, we're bringing in all the namespaces. We have a map that goes from string to Boolean. I'm guessing this is to keep track of whether or not we've seen the word before. We have probably the previous and the current. Oh my goodness. I can't decipher this. I'm just going to take a break. Can I know I can't edit inside of here. So yeah, and that's the main reason I use it is because it's shorter than dot split. All right, see you later, Mark. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, yeah, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. But let's just appreciate this C++. They got 100%. Appreciate this solution. It's a lot of code. Just see the main. All right, main. Read for each line. If n equals 1, print false. I am not deobfuscating that. And then for every line, oh, I see. I is how you read in input. Okay, so for every line, where are we at? No, I'm right here. For every line, is it though? No. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. All right, 5-minute break. And then when I come back, we're gonna do another clash. So stay tuned. And then when I come back, comparison. I is the comparison function. That makes sense. But when I come back, we are gonna do another Clash of Code. For those of you that have not signed up on Clash of Code yet, if you sign up, you will be ready to go. Clash. You'll be ready to go whenever I come back from a break. In the meantime, I appreciate all of my little seedlings, my subscribers and such. Murdoch is saying, I'm guessing my seedlings were refunded. What did you use them for? Was it for a break? I don't know. But yeah. But thank you to Coding Pasta and Doc and Saint Place Things and Shines Love and Majestic Eye and Terrazoid, all for the resubs. Thanks for sticking around. And thank you, Zirica, Daniel Garden, and It's Flu for the new subs. And thank you, Daniel Garden, for gifting to Zildon. And Procelsior Murdoch for the bits. Wow. Notify us on Discord when I'm back. I'm not going to do that just because I already notified everyone on Discord when I went live. But there will be a timer on the screen, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you, Shines Love. Alka actually made this dashboard, and we're talking about he wrote it I guess a while ago, maybe a few months ago, and he wants to rewrite it with TypeScript and possibly Vue. So we might pair on making a dashboard like this. All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon. hello. I'm back. That was a quick 5 minutes, wasn't it? But we're back. But yeah. Oh, there's my timer. Yes, the overlay has an older version of my chat here, which doesn't have the badges on it, but I might actually fix that. Katobot is asking why we're not creating bots. Is Coding Game having a bot challenge right now? The next online coding contest. Worldwide coding competition. I guess not. The thing is, we really like Clash of Code. It's so fun. We really like it. So that's what we're going to play. So, here we go! Though... Wait. Is Mint Jim here? We're going to wait for Mint Jim. Everyone at Mint Jim. That was the person that was asking for me to... wait or ping them, right? Check out my profile picture on Clash of Code. Or I'll look at it next time. Or is it over here? Oh, it's a burrito. Is that a burrito? No, it's a potato kitten. All right. Oh, the bot challenge is constant? Okay. Yeah, we just really like the competitiveness of Clash of Code and the instantness of it. It has to be over in 15 minutes, all that good stuff. So yeah, while we're waiting for Mint Jim, I'll tell you what this is. So this is called Clash of Code. We're writing code. It's the website codinggame.com. They have a lot of other challenges, like what's their name? Katobot is mentioning they have bot challenges, different stuff like that. But what we like to play, Clash of Clans. I haven't played that one, but we like to play is Clash of Code because it's quick. It's over in 15 minutes. And there are 3 different modes. The first mode is the fastest, so basically up to 100 of us get into a room together, and then when the timer starts, we have 15 minutes to complete a problem. The person to complete that problem fastest wins. There's also shortest mode, which we just played, which is you have 15 minutes, but the person who writes the solution in the least number of characters wins. And there's also reverse mode. So that is, you're given the inputs and the outputs, and you must determine what code to write based on that. And each game is totally new. I have to create a new link, and then I'll share that in the chat for everyone to join. But Mint Jim isn't here. That's okay. We're gonna do more clashes. we're not even close to being done yet. So, why is the at the end? Right to left text is unexpected. I don't know. So, those of you that do want to play, click this link that I just shared, and you'll have to sign up or sign in if you have not yet. And once you join, there's what's up, baby. It's a little potato kitten. And welcome Simon and Terrazoid and Plop and Thies and Thomas and Bandit and Procelsior. But up to 100 people can join us. Oh, nice. Your first Clash, Procelsior? Well, welcome. Welcome. So yeah, up to 100 can join us. And you have a minute and a half left to join us. Pocato. I could believe it. Oh, that's good. We need a C or C++ team. Oh, for the overlay? My chat window is broken. Wait, what? Are you saying because... no, these are just warnings. Those are HTML warnings. Is that what you're saying, Imphy? I don't know. We'll fix it today if it is broken. Welcome, everyone. You got about 40 seconds left. Here's the link again. I'm hoping for reverse mode. I don't know about you, but I want to get reverse mode. Welcome, everyone. Is everybody in that wants to be in? Time's up. There's enough stream delay that for you, the time is up. 5 seconds. Here we go. And the mode we've been given is shortest mode. Yeah, you do have to click the join button. Okay, welcome, Waleed. So, I will say, do not be discouraged. If you're totally new to all of this, your first step should be to just solve the problem. And then after you've solved the problem, try to make it the shortest code. So we are in shortest code mode, and I'll show you over on the right-hand side is where you write your code. Oh, well, we might need these comments. I'm going to leave those comments there, but you can see your code size on the right. And if you delete the comments, you'll see that your code size goes way down. So you want to make sure you don't have any comments left over or anything like that. But I will say, for now, leave those comments because it looks like they might be useful in solving this problem. And if you want to choose another language, you can click this drop down and choose from many other languages. I'm going to use JavaScript. All right, I'm going to read the problem description and then decide on whether or not I'm going to try to use a different language. But here's the problem description. In an elementary school, the teacher is making all the students take turns in reading a story. This is done by assigning the students in a first to last list, then having each child read the next paragraph of the story. If every student has read, the order of students reading repeats from the beginning of the first to last list until the story is completely read. For example, if the first to last list is of 3 students, Jimmy, Joan, and Jason, and the story is 5 paragraphs long, the reading session would go like Jimmy, paragraph 1, Joan, paragraph 2, Jason, paragraph 3, Jimmy, paragraph 4, Joan, paragraph 5. So it wraps back around. Your aim, AOL Instant Messenger, is to find the child who would read the last paragraph of the story, the last child reading by name. Therefore, your sample answer would be Joan. Okay, so we want the name of the child who is the last person to read. So we are given... yeah, we're going to do another clash. We got time. AOL Instant Messenger. Yeah, your aim, your goal is to find the child who will read the last paragraph. So we are given N and P. We're given the number of students, the number of paragraphs, and then the next line has the number of students. Okay. Yeah. All right, and then we can read this comment over here that they've left for us. So, please note that the second variable named inputs is of the children. Please rename the second variable called inputs to avoid errors caused by 2 variables of the same name. That's not helpful. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. All right, I'm just going to remove all these comments. The first line is going to give us the number of paragraphs, so I actually do care about that. So I'm going to say read line, and we're going to put read line in a variable. So I'll say r equals read line, and then we need to read it. We need to split it on spaces, and then we need to extract the number of paragraphs. Let's call that in. And I'll do something like, no, I need to do this. Yeah, so that gives us the variable in. Now, we need to get all the student names, so that's going to be the next line. So let's call that S for students, and we'll just do readline.split as well. Now, we've done this readline.split twice. It might make sense to put it in a function to split a line. Yeah, the starting code, I thought it was going to be useful, but it was, ignore the spaghetti code. Okay, yeah. I got so good at JS, I write compiled code, basically. We write the minified, obfuscated, compiled version of the code. Okay, but I want a function that basically reads line and splits it. So let's call that P. Let's call it P. And given to Meow, thank you very much for the $13.28, who says, thanks. Here, I'll read it. Thanks. I've picked up heaps of great stuff from watching your stream on Twitch and your YouTube recordings. Cheers. Well, thank you very much, given to Meow. I appreciate you for $13.28. I assume that's because of the conversion rate or something like that. Regardless, thank you. So we basically want to do this right here. And then we can say P. And then this is also equal to P. And then we need the comma here. Okay, so I'm going to print in and s to make sure that all of my parsing worked. So yeah, in is 20, s is an array of names. Great. I think we just need to do mod. I think this is really simple. How do I know that what format the input is in? It's in the description over here. So it's basically telling us the first line of input is the number of students and the number of paragraphs on the first line. And then the next line is all of the students separated by spaces. We have quite a few 100% here. So I think it's actually very easy. Combine P and R. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? Thank you, ML Type, for that follow. Okay, and then we just need to print. So the students at students.length modded by n. That's it. Wrong. So we got Jason. We wanted Joan. N plus 1. No. No, n minus 1. Because it's 0 indexed. Plus 1, minus 1. Something will work. But I think this is it. This is literally all we need. And thank you, Manuf, for that follow. All right, so we have 65 characters. The best right now is 55. Yeah, What's Up Baby did it in 67. Simon did it in 68. So we basically need to beat 55 characters. Can we do it? Maybe. Yes, actually, I think we can do this. I think we can put this in here. That gives us 64 characters. Yep. Minus minus in mod. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to save us 2 characters. Because that will subtract from in, or it should at least. Yeah, so this is, again, the shortest mode. So I'm getting it in 62 characters. Let's see. I'm at least in second place right now, though there are still 7 minutes left. So there are other people that could beat 55 characters or could beat 62 characters. I don't need... Since they give me... Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, if I don't throw it away, if I actually keep this here and call it L... Ooh, ooh, buddy. Look at that. Yes. Thank you, pure LOL. Okay, that saved us some characters. We're at 56 now. We are 1 away from beating JavaScript. Replace the new lines with commas. Let's see. So that gives us 56... 55. This is JavaScript. Lol. All right. We've done it in 55 characters. We've at least tied with Python. Or sorry, with Terrazoid, who did it in JavaScript. Is there anything else we can do to make it smaller? Hola. Hello, David. How's it going? Beating JavaScript with JavaScript. What the heck is this? So this is Clash of Code. Right now we're in shortest mode, which is why my code is totally unreadable, because I need to solve it in the least number of characters. Hopefully the next one's not shortest mode, so it's a little easier to understand. Let's see. So we've got our P. We call P. Need to get back S. Oh, I know what to do. Watch me. "51 characters. Yep. Okay, so we're at 51 characters, and then what can I do with this print? Nailed it. Yep. This print, can I put that inside of the read line? I don't think so. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. I think if somebody comes along with Python or Ruby, they could probably beat us. But I'm gonna go with this. I'm just gonna submit it. 51 characters. Nice. Nice. All right. You have 5 minutes to beat 51 characters. Thank you, Majestic. Thank you very much. Thank you. All modes combined. So shortest, fastest, And reverse mode. Oh, reverse shortest. We could do that. And then it technically is fastest. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so those of you that are just joining, you're like, what the heck is going on here? We were playing a game called Clash of Code. So this link right here, that one, you can click and sign up. And thank you, I Am Programming, for that follow. And Coding Game has a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. They have different kinds of coding challenges, competitive stuff, ways to practice coding. But the thing that we like to play is Clash of Code. Is this usually the difficulty, or is it more like the last one? It varies wildly. Like, it was exciting to get a problem that wasn't super hard. It was really just understanding the problem statement. But sometimes they're actually very hard. And each of the clashes, you only have 15 minutes to complete, and there are different modes. So sometimes it's who can complete it the fastest. What we just played was who can complete it in the shortest number of characters. So I've got 51 characters. Technically, everyone else that's competing, there are this many other people that are clashing right now. They all have roughly 4 minutes to beat 51 characters. Basically, they have to solve it in less than 51 characters. Oh, I told you, use Ruby and you would do it. Look at that, struct. Struct with the 47 characters. Struct, be sure to click share my code so we can take a look at how you solved it. But nice. So Struct got it in 47 characters. I mean, technically, like, there's a lot of people still clashing. There are a lot of people that can still submit at the last second and technically beat my 51 characters. Yeah. And then the other mode is reverse mode, where there is no problem statement. You just see inputs and outputs, and you have to figure out what code to write based on that. Basically, I click start a clash. That generates a link. I share it in the chat, and then up to 100 people can join. So right now we're in this clash. When this one is over in about 3 minutes, I'm going to review the top 3 solutions and then one weird language, because you can do more than just JavaScript. Like, I'm doing it in JavaScript. You can do it in Ruby, Python, C#, C++, PHP, Lua, Bash. There's a lot of different choices. And so I'll review the top 3 and then pick someone that's done it in a language. You can do it in Perl. Yeah, I'll choose a language that's not represented in the top 3. Yeah, but great work, Struct. I'm excited to see how you did it. But yeah, Ruby is like, they have a ton of built-in methods, and they're really good at code golf. The language is Ruby is good at code golf because there are so many things that are like built in. Oh yeah, you can use VB.net. We have a VB.netter that joins every now and then, and they actually complete the challenge. But I think the way VB.net works is, I guess there aren't semicolons. I'm not totally familiar with it, but it always reads like a poem when I'm reading VB.net code. And welcome, Katoli. Yeah. Oh, Liquid Oxygen was asking about what that... can someone give me a TLDR on that underscore there? I keep getting Google results for underscore. I'll explain it. I'll explain it when I show my code. But yeah, basically it's a placeholder because I didn't need any arguments to the function. VB.net is basically modern basic. Basically, basic. Murdoch with the gifted sub to Infi. Congrats, Infi. You have been gifted. Though I don't know if you should have done that, Murdoch, because, yeah, underscore is just a variable like any other variable name. But Infi was always like, I don't have to sub because somebody else will gift it to me. And you made that come true, Murdoch. Another gifted sub to Katoli. Oh, thank you so much, Murdoch. I appreciate you. You're keeping the mods subbed. Sub. Easy sub. All right, you have 46 seconds to beat 47 characters. Joel came in with 54 characters at 13 minutes in. Yeah. Thank you very much, Murdoch. I appreciate you. How come I don't declare const var let? Because I wanted to get it in the least number of characters. And technically in JavaScript, you don't need to do that. Now, if this was code I was writing for my job, I absolutely would use most likely const and sometimes let. But in this scenario, Shines love with a gifted sub as well to Lakshman. Congrats, Lakshman. Lakshman was also like, somebody give me a sub. I appreciate you, Shines love. Thank you very much. But yes, if I would have put var or let on here, the code would have been longer. All right, time is up. We'll give it a few seconds to let everyone finish, because technically you could have been down to the wire and you can submit your final code, you would have a timestamp of 15 minutes, but you could still technically win. So we're going to wait for everyone's to finish computing. Am I coding just JavaScript? And right now, yes. But if this next challenge seems doable, I think I might try to do it in Ruby. I think that's the plan. We're gonna do more after this. And if it seems doable, I'm gonna try to do it in Ruby. All right, I got second place. That's not bad. So there's not a clash happening right now, but in roughly 10 minutes, I'm gonna share a link in the chat, and you can join the clash there. All right, Struct in first place with 47 characters in Ruby. Let's take a look at how they did it. Okay. So gets is get string. Split is splits by spaces by default. And then map iterates over it. So yeah, so this takes the first line of input and turns it into two variables. The number of names and p, the number of paragraphs. So that right there is pretty slick. All right. Now, I guess this is like standard out. Yeah, so this is like standard out instead of print or console log. I'm pretty sure that's standard out. Struct, let me know if I'm saying anything wrong about Ruby here, but I think this is output to the console. We're going to read the line in, split it on spaces. That gives us all of the names. And then this is actually a very short way of doing the same math that I did, where basically you say, we want to find the index in the array after wrapping around multiple times, and that's what the mod operator gives us. So in is the total number of students, and p is the number of paragraphs. The thing is, what the heck is happening here? So minus p tilde. I guess it is a bitwise operator. And p is the number of paragraphs. Huh. Oh, would minus p subtract 1? What's happening? Okay, TF4 is saying, so are we creating a negative version of it? So tilde minus is equal to -1. But, so it's subtracting 1? And making it negative? What's happening here? I don't know what's happening here. And hello, Eccentric. Welcome to the show. It's equal to p minus 1. Ruby on Brails. Okay, but if we were to do p minus 1, we would have had to wrap it in parentheses. So I think technically this is one character shorter than p minus 1. Great work, Struct. Great work. And then we can see my solution. So I'll explain this really quick. Like, why did I do this underscore here? So in JavaScript, there are a few things that are valid variable names. And if you have ever used a library in JavaScript, you may have seen this before. So if you search what Liquid Oxygen was mentioning, if you search the web for underscore, or there is literally a library called underscore. But that is because in JavaScript, you can have a variable that's called underscore. Wow. And we can look at it, and it has the variable wow inside of it. So underscore is a valid variable name. Can anyone else tell me one of the most popular JavaScript things that is another variable name? First person in the chat. Do you know? Can you tell me? Not Lodash. $sign. Yes, $sign. So everybody that's new to JavaScript or new to like web programming, they see jQuery and they're like, oh, like this is some custom thing, right? No, it's literally, jQuery is literally just a variable called $sign. That's literally, show me the money. That's like, wait. My terminal. So here's the other thing. Here's the thing. In the dev tools, $sign. Yeah, and it only exists if you add it. Oh, block is. I'm gonna try that. But the thing is, in the dev tools, yeah, and technically you could do like const $sign, or triple $sign equals wat, and then we'll look at triple $sign. Thank you. Yeah, because if you're in the dev tools, $sign is technically like a document.query selector. Cool. All right, let's create a variable. Whoa, that shows up so weird in my terminal. That's so weird. Okay, let's look at what are these characters too. Oh, these are like Unicode characters that are valid variable names. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. All of this to say, what's happening on this line of code right here is we are basically defining a function that takes in no arguments. But it is shorter to write a single, like technically I could have written A, B, C, D. I could have written anything right here because that's shorter than using open close parentheses. So because this is shortest mode, that's why I did that. But if you look at like arrow functions, arrow function, and thank you, Kaji, for that follow. Egyptian hieroglyphs are valid. Are valid variable names. Cool. But with arrow functions, if your arrow function only takes in one argument, then you don't have to put parentheses around it. And I'm basically abusing that fact so that way we can get less characters here. So you can see some other examples of arrow functions. Like if an arrow function, I mean, technically you can put parentheses around it, but you don't necessarily need them. You can do it without parentheses. And then if an arrow function takes in more than one argument, you do need the parentheses. However, if it takes in no arguments, you could do just empty parentheses. So what I've done here is I'm basically saying this function takes in one argument so that it's less than 2 characters. And then we don't even use that argument, but this is shorter than open close parenthesis. And thank you, Brax, for that follow. Yeah, so I mean, technically this could be written like this. I'll show you. Same thing. This is the same thing. This is a function that takes in no arguments, but it's one less character if you put an argument there. And I'm just using underscore. Like this is somewhat of a convention. If you see this in code bases where they have functions where the arguments are defined as underscored, usually it means that that argument isn't being used. It's just being thrown away. But it's also a valid variable name, so you technically could use it. So there's that. The other weird thing that's happening here is template literal. I'm abusing template literals. So in JavaScript, template literals are a thing that allow you to create strings that interpolate variables. So you can create a string that has like variables inside of it. However, you also can have tagged template literals. Wait, the multiply function? I want to see this. I want to see this. What's up, Ken? Welcome to the show. Yeah, template literals are great. They're one of the great things that has happened to JavaScript in recent years. Oh, wow. So we have this function, and then we could say with 1 and 2. And wait. Oh, it's multiply. Yeah, so we could multiply 21 times 2 when we get back 42. That's amazing. You can look at this. It's crazy. Okay. But so template literals are a thing. Right, it's a thing. And thank you, Norwegian Sven, for that follow. Now, there's this thing built into template literals called tagged template literals. So what that allows you to do is create a custom function that will interpolate that template string based on your own custom rules. So basically what you do is you have your template literal here, and then you put the name of the tagged function in front of it, and then this will be passed into that function, and then you can do custom things with it. So one very popular thing to look at is lit.html, which is a library, a modern library for building web components. And they have built into the library a template, a tagged template function called HTML, where you can actually pass in a template literal to this HTML function, this tagged template function, and it returns I don't know if it's a virtual DOM tree, but it basically returns I think it returns a DOM element. It actually returns a literal DOM element because they've written a custom tag template function that takes into account all of the variables and does all that good stuff. Yeah, and there are other libraries that will let you do like GQL template literal, and those libraries, basically they've written a custom function that can take that string in and turn it into a GraphQL query based on the string itself. It's kind of like handlebars in a way, but it's built into the language itself. And it basically allows you to do custom things with template literals. Now, I'm abusing that because split is a built-in function on a string that is not a tag template function, but I'm passing it as a tag template function to these backticks here. Yeah, styled components do a similar thing. They return a component based on tagging your template literal with that. But all I'm doing here is invoking split with an empty string. But by not putting the parentheses, I save 2 characters. And that makes my code shorter. But basically, we're just treating this like a tag template function that does nothing. Okay, and then there wasn't really anything extra weird that was going on here. Like the fact that I did this right here, I'm abusing the fact that in JavaScript, if a function does not take in any arguments, you can still technically pass in arguments. So what I've done here is instead of having this on a new line of code, I put it inside of the function invocation so that it saves us a line of code to run that line of code. I don't know. On the subject of weird variable names, there's a Code Wars code kata where you have to print hello world without using any letters anywhere in your source code. I think somebody might have added that as a suggestion. It's crazy. It's weird. It's crazy. All right, I might have missed some other things. I apologize if I did. Okay, that was mine. Let's take a look at Joule. Joule did it in 54 characters. It looks very similar. Yeah, and what I found at the last second was instead of having print on a separate line, you actually just call print directly with this variable. Like you literally, like you, wait. Oh, no. That's not, no. What I did was I took this part right here and put it inside of the invocation, and that saves us 1 line of code. Yeah. All right, let's look at something interesting that we haven't seen. We could look at Python. There's C. I want to see it in PHP. And thank you, Flyboy, for that follow. So Toto Wilo did it in PHP, 197 characters, which is not bad. And they got 100%. Let's see how they did it. All right, read in the number and the number of students and the number of paragraphs. And thank you, Deem, for that follow. Explode. There's an explode function built into PHP. I just wanted to look at an interesting language. Wait, what language did you use? Oh no, yeah, because you used C++, right? Or did you use C? No, you used C. Wow. Yeah, I just wanted to look at one that wasn't something we've seen yet. And welcome, she.mo. Have I won any today? I don't think so. Okay. Not that I know it. We can... Where's GG? G? I don't know what your username is. There's explode and implode in PHP. I had no idea. No, C is interesting, but we looked at that a second ago. Okay, so now we explode an empty string with reading from standard in. Oh, that's kind of like split. I didn't say C is not interesting. I did not say that. I just said we've already looked at it today, so I wanted to see some other language. I think this is basically like string.split, PHP explode. And that's going to give us an array of names. Oh, about me. I got second place. Yeah. Implode is joined in array. That is so weird, but cool PHP. Good for you. Now we have an array of names, and for every item in at I, names equals name. So this is like pushing the name into the array of names. What's happening? Oh, yeah. That's what it's doing. It's just pushing each individual name into the array of names because we put it in a variable called name and then we like push it into the array. This is also really, really weird syntax to push into an array. I've never seen that. Okay. Now I is equal to pmod in. Great. And then we do the arithmetic to find which name inside of that names array. New item in the array. That's so interesting. Interesting syntax. Okay. If I is equal to 0, then in -1. Otherwise, I -1. It's interesting that we're keeping track of... oh, no, never mind. I is then reassigned to be pmod in. Cool. So you do the mod and then you subtract 1 afterwards. Whereas the way... Actually, that might have saved me some characters, because the way that I solved it was subtract then mod. Right? Subtract then mod. But if you just do -1 on the end here, would that have done the same thing? Okay. And I'm just going to glance at the C solution. Great work. Great work. All right. Let's do another one. Here we go. So, if you do !clash in the chat, you can get a link to the coding game, to Clash. But if you click this link, you can join us in this next Clash. That won't work. I failed. But click that link. You can join us. There can be up to 100 people that join us. Explode and implode is so much better. Someone make a JavaScript framework where you rename functions to more exciting things. That could be a fun stream. It would be fun to actually implement them from scratch. Instead of just renaming them, we could actually implement our own split function and call it explode. Let's call it useless.js. Is there any package on NPM called useless? Yeah, I mean, technically you can just do that, but it would be fun to implement it. Use less, do more. Oh, use less, not useless. There has to be a package called WAP. Community controlled cheat sheets. All right, here's a link to the Clash again if anyone missed it. Help me come up with a good name for this useless JavaScript library. Split exists, but was deprecated in favor of PregSplit. Explode does not handle regular expressions. Ah, that makes sense. Array.assassinate. Remove the first item in our new hypothetical array. In our new library. That's great. Obfus, the useless framework. I like it because it's like obfuscate. It's still there. Nonsense. Yeah, all the good package names have been taken. What? Alright, 22 seconds left to join us. Wow. Reduce could become obliterate. Here's the thing. Reduce isn't technically obliterating. It's creating something from nothing. Right? Well, not something from nothing. It's creating something from something. Kappa.js. We could do Kappa. Ken is asking, what channel has tutorials about ASP.NET? So if you check out the Live Coders team, so I'm on a team. If you look right there, there should be a link. It says Live Coders team. If you click that, you can see who else on the Live Coders team is live. If you go to this website, you can look at all the team members, and let's just search for ASP.NET. Nothing. If let's search for C#, well, the filter is not working that great. But I will call out C# Fritz. I know for sure does ASP.NET and C#, and who else? I don't know everyone offhand. I'm sorry, but if you go here, do some searching, you will find some live coders that do ASP.NET and C#. Okay, this is fastest mode. I just wasted a minute, but we have 15 minutes to complete the problem. But the first one to complete it is technically the winner. Code goes on the right. You can choose your language here. I think I'm going to try to do this one in Ruby. I'm not going to be the fastest, but we're going to try to get it done. I'm not even looking at the problem description. We are going to use Ruby. Better.js. That has to be a thing. It's not. Nobody steal it. I want it. Okay, so we're going to attempt to use Ruby. I've written very little Ruby in my life, so this will be interesting to see me try to figure things out. Here we go. Here's the problem. The goal of your program is to compress a n-by-n grid into one single line using run length encoding. The grid only contains only the characters A, B, or C. Run length encoding just sounds really hard. And hello, the real Pygon. Welcome to the show. Okay, but we have an n-by-n grid. We're turning it into run length encoded. What does that mean? So line 1 has an integer for the amount of rows and columns in the grid. All right. The next n lines is a string of n characters. Consecutive characters of the same type are expressed as the count followed by the character. Ah, okay. And hello, Narmi and Infi. Consecutive characters of the same type are expressed as the count followed by the character. If the count is 1, it is omitted. I see. So that's run length. And then, okay. So 3 tells us there are going to be three lines. I've only done a little bit of Ruby on Rails. I did some bug fixes in Ruby on Rails and like small feature development, but I've never built anything really big with it. Okay. And then we get A, B, and A. And the run length encoding is to basically take the number of occurrences, and then replace it here with 3A, 3B, and then 3A. Okay. And basically, we have to look at every character and replace it with the number of occurrences. Or not the number of occurrences, the number of consecutive letters. Terrazoid is already done, but I'm going to look up Ruby count consecutive characters, because it's probably built in. Count options. How to count identical string elements in Ruby. Count the total characters. Ruby code for counting the number of characters. Maximum consecutive repeating character in a string. Let's see what this gives us. A light year away with the resub. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. And it's not showing up in my overlay. I think we're going to fix that today. But you can see that as a 2-month subscriber, you now get a nice little sunflower next to your name. Loop through, grab the first character in the string, output the length, then output the first character you captured. I want to see if Ruby will just do it for me, though. So, and hey, welcome. So, A equals hello world. A.count LO. No. This is one of, yeah. I mean, I know how I would do it in like core programming, but I want to see if Ruby has built-in methods for it. Okay, this is one of the dorkiest Ruby methods and pretty lousy. Okay, but here's how I ended up counting string occurrences. Well, I don't want string occurrences, but s.scan a regular expression .count. Okay, this is fastest, but I don't care. I just want to solve it with Ruby. That's my goal. My goal is to at least get it done in the 10 minutes that I have left. Count sequential occurrences of an element in a Ruby array. So we could put it into an array. Oh, this is exactly what I need. I need to put the, let's see if there's something built in. Yeah, chunk and map. Chunk is the method that I want. Wow. I'm not sure what the purpose is behind chunk. All right, let's look up the chunk method. Creates an enumerator for each chunked element. The consecutive elements which have the same block value are chunked. This is cool. The fact that this chunk method is just built in. Okay, so we have this. We say chunk, and then we're chunking it on even values. Okay. Yeah, and the thing here is we're just saying chunk it on the characters that are the same. Yeah, and then we want like a map and a join. This is it. This is really all we need. So we need to read in the number of lines. We'll say like the output. We're not in shortest mode. Let's create some legit variables. So output is equal to an empty string, and then for each line we get the line, and then to get the what is the word, the run length encoding of that line, we're going to run it through this chunk method. And I'm going to change these variable names because L is going to be each individual letter, L. We're going to map that to a string that is the character and the number of occurrences of that character. Thank you, David Dykstra, for that hydrate. If you're using chunk and chomp, your method should be called chunk. Chunk and chomp. Okay. And then technically this is L, and this is the number of occurrences of L. And we don't want an array. We want a string. How do I mean, I guess I can just do string concatenation. I could say L plus in to string. Let's see what this gives us. Let's just put the string. Undefined local variable or method x. Oh yeah. I don't want x.chunk. I want line.chunk. Undefined method chunk for a string. No method error. Wait, is chunk only on arrays? Yeah, chunk is only on arrays. So I need to turn this string into an array. Ruby, split string to array. How? Dot split. This looks like JavaScript, but I think that's actually how you do it. So we'll say gets.chomp.split. All right. The error I'm getting is no implicit conversion of array into string. Oh. So this gives us back an array. How do I join an array to turn it? So Ruby, join array to string. Combining an array into one string. There's literally a join method. Okay, so I think at the end of all this, I can just say join on that. Do I need parentheses? This is happening on line 5. So this is saying no implicit conversion of array into string. Let's see. If I get rid of puts, does that error go away? No, it does not. Does chunk only exist on strings? Is that what I'm getting wrong? No, we're calling it on an array. So we're chunking each letter in the array and then mapping it to itself plus the number. I have 4 minutes. 4 minutes left. All right. Why am I getting this error? Type error. No implicit conversion of array into string. What array? Oh, I mean, is it this L plus in? Don't I need dot each if chunking on an array? I have no idea because I've never done Ruby before, but it's possible. Oh yeah, so chunk and then dot each. Am I missing that? Each chunk, we're putting that into an array, I think. I mean, technically, yeah, I could do each, and then I could say output plus equals. And Shuchi, do you know Ruby? do I have to convert? So in is the number of occurrences. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's an array, so we need the length. Do I have to convert a number to a string? Like if I want to do that letter plus in dot length. And I think that's the error that I was getting before. So yeah, cannot conversion of integer into a string. How do I convert an integer into a string? Ruby, integer to string. L times in? You can concatenate all the rows and use it as a single string. 2s. I'm running out of time, so I've got to do what I can. And then we're just going to output. All right, we're on the right way. I just did it in the wrong order. I need to do, wait. I need to do number and then letter. Okay. So if the number of occurrences is 1, then we do the letter itself. So we need like an if statement here. Can I do a ternary in Ruby? Yes, you can, but how? Oh, it's just like JavaScript. Cool. So if L is equal to 1, then we want to add L. Otherwise, we add that. Probably need some parentheses here. Oh, no, not L. If in.length is equal to 1. Yes. All right. All right. There's another. Okay. We got. Oh, weird. Oh, okay. So the reason that this messes up is because the next line actually contained the same number of characters. Okay. Am I going to be able to fix this? Basically, we need to do the chunking after we've already gotten all of the lines. So I can have like input equals a string. And then in times do input plus equals gets.chomp, and then this is going to be done on the input. Puts output. Oh, and then we need to split it. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, split. Okay. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it input dot split like that. Yes. 24 seconds left. I think that does it. I did it in Ruby, everybody. Submit. Easy. That's okay. This was technically fastest mode, but that's fine. I have accomplished today. We learned Ruby. We learned that Ruby has this built-in chunk method. We learned that join and split are very similar to JavaScript. What else? We learned that 2s converts to a string, and we also learned that we made a huge mistake. All right, thank you everyone in the chat that helped with that Ruby. We did it. We got 11th place, but that's okay. We learned something along the way. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the top 3 submissions, and then when you hamstring yourself and still finish the race. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a look at the top 3, and then we'll look for programming languages that we haven't seen today. So Terrazoid. So the point of this challenge was to be the first one to complete. I just ignored that entirely, but that's fine. Finishing is all that matters. I get a participation trophy. But Terrazoid did it in 3 minutes and 12 seconds in JavaScript. Let's see what they did. So read in the number of lines, so the size of the matrix. And then, yeah, they did basically what I did. We're building up one really big string that is all of the lines together, so that way we can replace them consecutively. Don't you love Ruby already? Ruby is cool. I like the Ruby, the language. It seems really nice. There is a lot of built-in functions like that chunk method. That doesn't exist in JavaScript or other languages that I know of. So that's cool. So there's potentially a lot of extra things that you would have to look up or learn about. Use the same regex idea. The regex exercises are finally paying off. Nice, Andy. Yeah, so Terrazoid here used a regular expression. And that's basically what the chunk method is doing. So basically they build up one string that is all of the inputs, and then they use a regular expression that searches for one occurrence of anything. Right? I'll make a bet for the next clash. Whoever competes it first using Go will get a sub. You don't have to be the first, just the first to get 100% using Go. Is there anybody that uses Go in the chat that would want to compete? Yeah, and thank you, All Eyes on It, for that posture check. Oh, I see. /1 is a reference to the last group. Ah, so match something, and then match something that you just matched. But if we get to something that's not a match, then we're done. Wow. That's a really interesting regular expression. Clash over. I ranked 21 out of 37. Nice. This Ruby thing could be the hot new web language. Okay. So, that's a super interesting regular expression. I imagine that chunk is doing something like that behind the scenes. But if you may not know this in JavaScript, but the replace function, when you can pass in a regex, but you actually can also pass in a callback function, which allows you to do some more custom things. So this is giving us back the number of the matches, and then giving us back the element that it matched against. So if s is greater than 1, then we put the length, and then we put the character. Beautiful. I have never seen this regular expression before. That is super interesting. So it matches the previous matching group. Wow. Okay. Jedi Knight Jared in second place, who did it in Python in 4 minutes. Let's see. All right. Read in the number of lines. For every line, create a single string that has everything on it. Great. Then we have our output, our current, and our count. Nice. So they didn't use any regular expression. They basically just iterated over the string. This is how I would have implemented it if I couldn't have found a function that existed inside of Ruby. But I had a feeling that a function existed. But basically, they iterate over the string, and then for every character, if the previous character we just saw is the same character, we increment the count. This is how any sane person would implement it without a regular expression, right? So increase the count by 1. If the current one is equal to, if the current character is equal basically to the previous, then if it's not equal to the previous, then reset the count. Otherwise, we increment the count. Cool. And then if there was only one occurrence, we print the, we add the item itself. Wait. Oh, we have to do it one last time after the loop. I really need to stop testing this chat. You can literally use any other Twitch channel if you... I guess you're using TMI and then reading the incoming messages. Is that what you're doing? You could use Samwise's chat. Twitch.tv/SamwiseGardner. He's the bot here. Cool. Great job, Jared. Jedi Knight Jared. And Dend in third place, 100%, 5 minutes in JavaScript. Let's see what you did. The number of lines, put it all together. So we iterate and put it all together. And then there's that same regular expression that we saw before. Yep. Wow. Okay, great work. I'm interested to see Simon's solution. Let's see how Simon did it. Oh, you're bringing in NumPy. And thank you, Casper and Memory Tau for those follows. I'm using your server to make a PR to your... Oh, okay, I see. You could technically change the backend code to listen for chat on a different Twitch channel. I don't know. Okay. So, NumPy. Are we going to use it? I don't know, but let's see. So, read in the line. Yeah, numpy.array. So, for every value in the range up to n, and then for every I in the input. So, this is going to give us an array of arrays. Import NumPy as MP. As a meme? No. So this gives us a grid, which is an n by n array. And then we flatten it. So that way we get just a single array with all of the values. Wow. Doc's all about the Unicode today. These are Unicode values, right? Okay. And then we create pairs, which is 1 and the flattened array at 0. Oh, okay, so the pairs are what we're using to keep track of the counts. Very cool. And so for every value in the flattened array after the first one, so this skips the first one because we already put that in pairs. Let's take a quick stretch. Unicode characters, not values. My mistake. Oh, the Dend regular expression was better? Oh, let me take a look at that for a second. /1 plus. Ah, very nice. Okay, so we're keeping track of the number of occurrences of that item and the element itself. So if I is equal to the previous one, if the letter is equal to the previous one, then the count gets incremented. Otherwise, we've found a new pair, so we append it. Very cool. I like this solution. It's different from all the ones we've seen. They're not using a regular expression. It's sort of kind of like looking at every letter along the way and then incrementing the counts. But instead of just keeping a single count, we actually have an array of pairs, which is kind of like what you get back from that chunk method. Not chunk. And then at the end, we iterate over all of the pairs and do the output. Very cool. All right. Anything besides chunk? Anything besides JavaScript or Python? I'm going to take a look. So Prakash did it in C++. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at it in C++. I'll take a quick break. Actually, I think that's it for clashes today. I'm going to stop streaming, and surprise, I'm going to come back and stream for a while probably. But actually, we might do one more clash. If you just arrived and you wanted to participate, say something in the chat, and we'll do one more clash before I go. But all right, Prakash did it in C++. Anything besides chunk? Oh yeah, Real Pygon just got here. We'll do one more. One more. Okay. You've been here all along. What's up, baby? All right, so Prakash did it in C++. We're reading in every line and putting that into S. So S is a string that has all of the characters. My blood pressure is high. But one more. All right. So read in all of the inputs, and then we iterate. And this is the classic. Do a single pass. Compare it to the previous solution. So if the current letter is equal to the current letter in the string, increment our count. Otherwise, reset our count back to 1, and go from there. However, they are outputting as they go along. I think the other person was potentially building up a string and then outputting that at the end. So yeah. The plan is to get all of my chat stuff working today, and we actually renamed it. It's called Sprout Kit now. Actually, if you can look at, I haven't deployed the latest. Sproutkit.now.sh. So these are Vue.js components for basically Twitch chat kind of stuff. So we have like an avatar component, an avatar with a badge. We have custom size badges. We have the user info line that automatically parses your badges and puts them as images. We have the country flags and the teams. And then, not yesterday. The last time we worked on this, I think Monday, we created the chat card. So basically, I want to get all of these components done and integrated into an app. Yeah. No garden, it was called a greenhouse, but that was a really popular name. So I came up with Sprout Kit. And hello, Empire's Day Machines. Welcome. All right, one more clash. Here we go, everyone. Are you ready? If you have no idea what we're doing, type 1 in the chat. I will explain it again before we get started. Sprout House? No, Sprout Kit. It's a kit for Sprout. 2. 1. No, it doesn't. 7. All right, anybody that's chatting has pretty much been here before. One more clash. All right, I'm going to explain it anyways because I assume that you're shy, and that's okay. So, coding game. It's a really fun game. It's a fun site. They have a lot of different games. The game that we like to play is called Clash of Code. And what we're about to do is I'm going to generate a unique link. Anyone in the chat can click that link to join the challenge, and it will be one of 3 random types of challenges and a totally random problem altogether. So, it potentially is fastest mode. Who can be the fastest one to complete it? Shortest mode, who can complete it in the least number of characters? And reverse mode, given the input and the output, you must write the code that will satisfy those inputs and outputs. Oh yeah, and don't forget, Majestic Eye has a challenge going. If you use the Go programming language and you're the first one to complete it with 100% in Go, you get a free sub from Majestic Eye. I appreciate you, Majestic Eye, for that giveaway. All right, so I'm going to generate this link. This link goes into the chat. Anyone can click it. Up to 100 people can join. Don't forget, once you go here, don't forget to click the join button. What if I have a sub? You choose someone to gift it to? I don't know. That's up to Majestic Eye. So yeah, up to 100 people can join, and in about 2 minutes we'll get started. Cool. So if you're the first one to complete it in Go, and you already have a sub, then you can choose someone, and Majestic Eye will give them a sub. Yeah, don't forget to click the join button. When you go to this link, you need to click that join button. And here's the link again for anybody that missed it. Let's fill it up. Let's fill it up. Welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. They're up to 100 slots. There's a lot of room. A lot of room here. Someone needs to do it in Rust. I think Rust is a valid language option. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Does anyone in the chat know Go? I guess, Imphy, have you programmed in Go before, or you're just gonna try? I don't know. There's a few more. We only got a few seconds. Thank you, Artemis, for that follow. I appreciate you. Welcome to the coding garden. I'm winging it. Nice. Oh, you know Go. Katoli knows Go, too. I'm about to end this man's career, Java to Go. Compared to a Java program? All right. Yeah, okay, so we have to do it in shortest mode. So the problem description is on the left. It looks like it's math related, which I hate. I hate this. It's going to be the last one we do. I'm going to do it in JavaScript because it's what I know, and I won't have to look things up. And on the right-hand side, you can see your code size. To get first place, you want that to be as small as possible. It's the quadratic formula? Doesn't sound so bad. Pixelmund with the resub. Thank you very much, Pixelmund. With no message, but I appreciate you. 2 months. Here we are. Great. Great. But actually, Pixelmund had to go out of their way to click that Twitch Prime sub button. So I appreciate you. It wasn't automatic. They literally had to click Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Readline does not exist. Well, actually, Readline exists in node.js, but this is kind of like this only exists in coding game, basically. You can technically use it in node.js, but it actually is asynchronous. This is giving it back to us as synchronous. They're injecting this into the runtime, I believe. All right, so given the coefficients a, b, and c, it's math, I quit. Given the coefficients a, b, and c of a quadratic polynomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, your goal is to provide the zeros of the polynomial. Well, let's just... Should we just scrap this one and do another one? Oh, man. Okay. Solutions to a quadratic equation, p equals 0, can be solved using the quadratic formula. Negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. And negative b plus the square root... Scrapped. Can we restart? I think you just have to implement a formula. Let me finish reading, because it might not actually be that hard. Because they give you the formula. What's the difference between these two? Oh, it's minus and plus. Okay. So you are given A, B, and C. If there are two real solutions, you should display the smaller x first, then the larger x. Yeah, so basically, you just have to plug A, B, and C into this formula. And if both of them give back a valid value, then you log the smaller one. If there's only one real solution, display it once. If there are no real solutions, you should display no real solutions. So you have to find the roots. So this tells us that a is not equal to 0. A and all values are less than 10. All values are between negative 10 and 10. So the winner is the person who actually does it. So we get A, B, and C, 2, 1, and 0. And we have to plug that in. And how do we know if it's actually a solution? I guess basically If a quadratic polynomial, okay, b times b minus 4ac. That's what Vish is saying. Someone's trying in Go already. Yeah. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to plug it into these two formulas. That's my plan. And then how do we determine if it's valid or not? I don't know. I don't know. So we'll say x1 equals a negative b times math dot square root of b raised to the second power minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So that's our first formula. And then this is our second one. Math dot square root of b raised to the second power minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. Okay. And then we're just going to print x1, x2. All right, so that gives us back negative 10 and 8. Now, what we're saying here, if b times b minus 4ac, I'll take this. We can just check that first. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. How do we get the actual values, though? So this gives us the two x values. Oh! We need to plug it in. I see. So this gives us x. Now we need to actually take a, b, c, and x and compute this. So we have our two x values. And we'll keep in this. This is probably the one thing that we couldn't have done. I mean, I couldn't have done without looking it up. But, so that's there. Let's not forget about that. But now that we have x, we need to calculate the polynomial, which is a times x squared plus b times x plus c, to get the value that we output. So v1 is equal to this. So this is a times x1 squared. And thank you, Basel, and Karosi for those follows, plus b times x plus c. So that's v1. Oh, and this is x1. Doc is just putting random things in the chat. I don't know what you're saying, Doc. And this is v2, which is x2 times x2 right here. So if we look at v1 and v2, nope. Okay, I give up. Why is that not right? So we calculated x1, and then that is a, oh no, a times x squared plus b times x plus c. Should I support MathML? I hard-coded it and failed. No, everyone's gotten 0% so far. Thank you, Julius, for that hydrate. Hello, Coder in Black. Welcome. Okay. The solutions to a quadratic equation can be solved using the quadratic formula. Okay, so that gives us the two solutions. If there are two real solutions, you should display the smaller x first and then the larger x. Wait, so we do just want to display the x. We don't actually want to compute it? Why is my x value wrong then? Like if we look at my x1 and my x2. Quick stretch. Divide by 2 times a. Yeah, Simon Tiger watches Coding Train a lot. Yeah. Double roots. Well, I am dividing by 2 times a. Is it not working? Yeah, do it again? is it still negative 10 and 8? Oh, braces around it. Okay. Okay. Because we want to multiply it before we divide it. And I guess order of operations matters here. All right, this is the winner. All right, nice. So we actually don't need to calculate V. I was wrong. We don't actually need to calculate V. So the only thing we need to do now is to check if there are no solutions. So we'll say that if statement. And we need to say no real solutions like this. Okay, let's go ahead and shorten it. So we'll say A, B, and C is equal to read line split like that. Yes. Now, B times 2 can be BB. Anywhere we have actually anything where we have raised to the second power can be. V1 and V2 equals 0. Is that if there are no solutions? I'm going to go ahead and write this out. I mean, this is what was mentioned earlier. So I'll say B times B minus 4A times C is less than 0. Then we are going to print no real solutions. And hello, Zero Cools. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Otherwise, we need to calculate the discriminant. Yeah, so I'm going to make this a whole lot shorter, but let me just get this working first. You can have x1 equals this, and y2 equals that. And then one last thing that we haven't taken care of yet is we need to print them from least to greatest. Oh, and we need to make sure that both of them are not 0. So that gives us that, and then we do that. All right, does this at least pass for the first one? Yes, pass for the second one. Case with 0 solutions. Oh, with 1 0 solution. Yeah, so basically, if x and if either of them are 0, we don't print it. Let me get rid of all of my spaces. Double roots. I don't know what that means. Yeah, get rid of all these spaces. Anything that's raised to the power of 2 can just be multiplied times itself. So b times b. Cool. And then this is b times b. Cool. I hate this. So it should still work for the first case. Actually, ignore all of my messages. All right, Doc. I was going to anyways, but thank you for the confirmation. Okay. And welcome, Hugotos. Okay, so if x1... Actually, let's say... I'm not even going to care about being super short, but let's say... discriminant is greater than 0. It has 2 real solutions. It's equal to 0. It has 1 real solution. So this thing over here is the discriminant. Okay. Regardless, I still need to calculate. I don't think I need to calculate both, but I'll say if x1 and x2 print x1, x2. Else, if x1 print x1, else print x2. Wait. Oh, they're the same though. So if they're the same, x1 is equal to x2, then print just x1. Else, okay. C equals 0. Oh. No, I still want to print it. Okay, never mind. Let's get rid of all this extra logic. Otherwise, print x1, x2. All right, but I printed them in the wrong order. Wait. Yeah, so I want to do the absolute value. What's the shorthand for math.absolute value? RIP. I got a minute. I can do this. Math.min and math.min. Oh, math.max of x1 comma x2. Hugotos, thank you very much for that tier 1 sub. I appreciate you. So we find the min of x1, x2. Where'd that extra parenthesis come from? Oh, we need one more, right? Yeah. And then the max. And we need the absolute value. What's the best way to do absolute value? We'll just do this. Math.absolute value. Bass. Cake Mud with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, Cake Mud. We've only got like 30 seconds. This is not going to work for all cases. I left out the case, I think. That should work. No! What did I get wrong? Oh, I don't want the absolute value. I only want the absolute value if it's 0. Oh, rip. Rip. Time warning. 5 seconds. All right. Well, it doesn't work there. It works there. We got like a 60% solution. I think that's fine. I didn't finish because I hate math, but because something important came up. I didn't finish because not because I hate math, but because something important came up. All right. So, oh, I got 100%. No way. It failed. It failed for some of the test cases, but so it runs it through new test cases, random new test cases whenever you submit. So somehow I didn't end up with a -0. That was the one thing that I got wrong, is if it was ever negative, for whatever reason, we got -0. Yeah. K = 0, roots are always 0, and -b divided by a. Maybe in the back end, a -0 is equal to a +0? Probably. But second place! What kind of magic is that? All right, let's take a look at Dend, who did it in 184 characters. Here we go. All right, read in A, B, and C, and then turn them all into numbers. Cool. Now, so 1 and -1 are being mapped to... So for every value, we do pro. In the second stream, I'm going to work on all the chat overlay stuff. I really, really need to get that done. As you've seen... oh yeah, did anyone finish it with Go? Fight! Fight with 100% in Go. Fight, are you in the chat? Fight, you get a sub. Who's Fight? Okay, actually, here's the thing. Their name is literally Fight. I was like, if their name isn't Fight, then we got to do some sort of weird question and answer system to figure out that they really are there. But they're in the chat, and they are already a member. So, Fight, I think you can choose one person to give to. And Wasabi Dev with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, Wasabi Dev. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, there's a hype train? I'm about to end the stream. All right, here's the thing. It has been a month since I enabled affiliate on my channel, which means that there are some people's whose Twitch Prime sub has run out. And as you can see, that sub number has gone down. And if you want to help me, then you can sub with Twitch Prime. So if you're not familiar, Twitch Prime is a thing where if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to Twitch and then sub with Twitch Prime. That gives me money. You get to support me. You get to use emotes, all that good stuff. But the trick is every month you have to click the button again because it doesn't automatically click, and that's why my number has dropped. We were really close to 345, but my number's gone down because a lot of subs have expired. And that's okay. Maybe you sub with Twitch Prime and you realize you don't want to spend your money on me. Thank you, Weird Divide, for that Twitch Prime sub. Tier 1. Oh, and I will mention that I increased the difficulty of the hype train. So it's not as easy as it used to be. Maybe I should lower it again? I don't know. What happens when I hit 345? You will see, but something interesting will happen. And thank you, Neon Zombie, for that follow. Um, did anyone else do go? Oh yeah, let's see the second place. And thank you, Shines Love, for those 100 bits. Jedi Knight Jared did it in go, but they only got 75%. Yeah, that's okay. All right. We were looking at Den's solution. Okay, what does this do? I don't know what's wrong with my code. Me neither. Oh, I just realized your image is from Game of Thrones. You are the all-seeing eye. What's his name? I forget his name. Brand? I don't know. Okay. We're going to map this. We basically do the same thing twice. Why are we doing that? Why are we calculating Brandon Stark? There you go. The three-eyed raven. And thank you very much, Majestic Eye, for that gifted sub to Jedi Knight. Oh, congrats, Jedi Knight. You only got 75%, but that's good enough. That's good enough. The code is dark and full of errors. That's good stuff. All right. Okay, so it's interesting that, I mean, this equation is exactly the same. Oh, no, you're using S. I see. It's 1 and -1, which gives you both sides of it. Okay, so now F and S are the two different calculations. Thank you very much, Murdoch, for those 10 bits. So we have both sides of it. Shines Love with the 100 bits. Thank you very much for those 100 bits. Okay, and then we make sure, oh, I like this. Yeah, we make sure that that they are unique. So we create a set with those solutions, sort them so that it's least to greatest, and then join them together. Otherwise, there are no real solutions. And thank you for that follow, Jedi Knight. And welcome to the family. You can now use the Coding Garden family. You can now use emotes, and every now and then I'll do a sub-only stream, so that's cool too. All right, what's up, baby? Share your code. You got 3rd place. I'll take a look at it. My max fans are going 100,000 miles per hour. But what's up, baby? Yeah, there you go. Click that. They got 3rd place with 530 characters. Apparently, this one was really hard to even solve to begin with, let alone with the shortest number of characters. Okay, they did it in Python. Read in A, B, and C. We calculate the discriminant, which we learned. That's what this is, right? Am I right? Is that the discriminant? Oh, was it? Oh, you're right. It was fastest. Was it? No, I thought it was shortest. And hello, hi, Stony. Okay, so if the discriminant is equal to 0, then we have a solution. It was shortest mode, not just fastest. But you still got 3rd place. So, cool. We won't discriminate around here. Yeah. Okay. So, if D is equal to 0, I mean, that's true. We don't discriminate. Everyone's welcome here. I'm sorry. We're talking about mathematics. This is the discriminant in mathematics. Oh, we'll look at the Go solution. Yeah, we will. That's definitely the one we'll look at. The one from Jedi Knight. So, calculate our x1. It's actually really simple. Oh, I see. This is what somebody in the chat mentioned. If the discriminant is equal to 0, we only have to calculate 1. We found it. Done. Gazija with the resub. Thank you very much, Gazija. Who just has an emote. What emote is that? DB style. Nice. All right. My stream schedule time zone. So when you look, so if you look at my stream schedule down there, it should be in your time zone, whatever your time zone is. But I'm in GMT -6. Okay. Nice. If the discriminant is 0, we just calculate x1. All right. If it's less than 0, there are no real solutions, and otherwise we need to calculate both, printing the lowest one first. Excuse me. And thank you, Ivo, for those 100 bits, and Leading Lady for 100 bits as well. Thank you very much. There are time zone conversion bugs in the Streamlabs widget? Really? Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. I think that this might have been maybe the 2nd time I've ever sneezed on stream. It's a very rare occurrence. That was the most quiet sneeze I've ever not heard. I tried to make it not loud. We can't do one more. I do have to go. I'm gonna take maybe an hour break, but I am gonna come back, and we're gonna code on this, which is my chat overlay. Oh, nice. Hype train over. Great work, everyone. What did we get? The Hype Frog. Nice. Nice. Yeah. For whatever. So usually, since I moved to Colorado about, how long ago? 4 or 5 years? Maybe 6 years. I usually. Oh, thank you very much, Shines Love, for those 100 bits. Much appreciated. Code chat command to use the flag overlay. You mean this thing? This thing? But having since moved to Colorado, usually I don't get allergies here. Like, the pollen isn't that bad, but this year I've had to take an allergy medicine every night. Yeah, it's been bad. Okay. Great work. What's up, baby? We're gonna take a look at the Go solution, and then I have to go. And hello, S Stark. Welcome. Fight. Well, we'll look at both Go solutions because technically Jedi Knight won the sub, but they got 75%. For the time zone. Oh, like show your flag in the stream schedule? Then I have to go. Yeah, I got today off. Okay. Fight. Did it in Go. ABC. Read them in. Those are our 3 values. We're converting them to float 64-bit floats. If the discriminant is less than 0, there are no real solutions. If the discriminant is equal to 0, we print the solution. And then, they ran out of time for the no solution one. Okay. In this case, they were calculating the discriminant. So, I don't know what's happening. This is math. Like, I'm acting like I know what's happening. If today's your day off, then who said you can leave? Me. I am in charge of my streaming. Okay. Yeah. If the discriminant is equal to 0, print out that. Otherwise, we calculate the 2 and then print them smaller to greater. This is not that bad. Go seems very nice. I like Go. Oh, you wrote your own min functions. I wonder if Go probably has a min and a max function, right? But you wrote your own. Interesting. Anybody here know Go? Because this was actually shortest mode. So, yeah. So great work. Did it in Go. And actually, Go looks very, very nice. No, it's Go. Not no Go. Go. Maybe next time we do this, I'll try Go. All right. So Jedi Knight didn't write their own. Yeah. So you could do math.min or math.max. Yeah, it's built in. All right. Read all 3 in. Calculate the square root. X1 is equal to that. X2 is equal to that. If x1 is equal to a negative 0, then, oh yeah, so we're basically getting, if it was negative 0, which is the problem that I ran into, turn it into 0. If they equal each other, just print 1, otherwise print 2. Yeah, and they didn't get to determining whether or not there was a real solution. I would have won this. I was the only one who used a function. What the heck is negative 0? It's just, if the result of a calculation was like negative and then it was 0. Yeah, I think Fight did import. Yeah, they did import math. See? Yeah, but they just didn't use it. That's okay. I think negative 0 is equal to 0, but for some reason they are distinct values. True. Okay. Prakash, did you try to do it in Go? Oh, no, they did it in C. Okay. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you very much. But object is false. That's true. Thank you, everyone, for participating. This was a fun one. We did quite a few clashes today. Thank you for all the supports. All the bits. Murdoch Turner with 100 bits. Percelsior with 100 bits. Shines Love with 100 bits. Murdoch with the 10 bits. Shines Love with the 10 bits. Ivo with 100 bits. Leading Lady with 100 bits. Shines Love with 100 bits. Thank you, Brooks, for that raid. Thanks for all the gifted subs. Daniel Garden with that gift to Slydan. Shines Love with more bits. 100 more bits. Thank you very much. Murdoch with the gift to Infi. Murdoch with the gift to Katoli. Shines Love with the gift to Lakshman. Majestic Eye with the gift to Jedi Knight because they completed the challenge in Go. So thank you very much for doing that, Majestic Eye. Shout out to all the new subs. Zirika, Daniel Garden, It's Flu with that Twitch Prime sub, Hugodos with the sub, Cakedmund with the Twitch Prime sub, Wasabi Dev with the Twitch Prime sub, Weird Divide with the Twitch Prime sub, and thank you to everyone for continuing your subs. Coding Pasta now at 2 months, Doc at 2 months, Saint Plays at 2 months, Shine Loves at 2 months, Majestic Eye at 2 months, Terrazoid at 2 months, and shout out to Doc who clicked that Twitch Prime button. You have to actually click the Twitch Prime button. A Light Year Away with 2 months, Pixelmon with 2 months, who also clicked that Twitch Prime button, and Gazija, who's here with 2 months. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the support. I will be streaming again today. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat some breakfast. Maybe I'll do it after lunch. Who's to say? But I need to work on this chat overlay. As you saw earlier, the overlay in the opening and closing stream is broken. GG with 200 bits. Thank you very much, GG. Seems good. But yeah, I'll be back later today, so tune in for that. In the meantime, we're going to raid a channel. I don't know who we're going to raid. Consider some earlier time because of Europeans, meaning sooner rather than later. Is that what you're saying? There you go. There's our raid message. We're going to raid someone. We don't know who it is. If you're a sub, copy that one. If you're not a sub, copy the other one. Wherever we're going to go, wherever we go, share the love, drop a follow, all that good stuff. Okay, I'll try to be back within an hour or two to make it watchable for the Europeans. Sweet. All right. Thank you, everyone. Again, this was super fun. You're great. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll see you later. But wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here is this.